Hi, things. Hello. The week is ending. How are you guys doing? Hi. It's going good, going good. Got a bunch of work done. Been chilling. Awesome, guys. Salmon, thanks so much for the sub. Thank you. I had a very real urge to cancel stream today and just stay in bed playing fucking Elliot with hubby. But I was like, no, I am a responsible adult. I scheduled the stream, I will go live. Halo, thanks so much for the sub. Thank you. Nothing wrong with the hot weather. Dude, it's disgusting outside. Ramuzik, thanks so much for the sub as well. Dude, it's fucking disgusting outside. Like, I went out and it was like, ugh. But yeah, the UK is on fire. Spain is also on fire. Are you enjoying Elliot a lot? Oh yeah, it's very charming. Very, very charming. It's kind of like it's like Zelda coded, but it's still an RPG in 2D HD, which is very pretty. I'm in the yellow zone, so lucky you. Spain is like in the middle of the red zone. There was a perfect day to order takeout. I took the dog out for a walk and I hated myself.
Happy Father's Day to Malamu.
He says it doesn't count, but thank you. Nyam.
Testing if TTS will let me say Elden cock ring.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. You can train. You can actually fucking trick the TTS. Fun fact. Thank you. What's this LA game you're talking about? Oh, Square Enix's latest action RPG, but it's done with pixel art and in a 2D HD art style, so it's very charming. HD 2.5. Whatever. Point is, it's pretty. It's DILF day today. Yes, it is. Did you see the GTA 6 price leaks? No, because I'm not on social media because I want to embrace whimsy in my life. I don't want to hear about any leaks for anything ever again. I will become that person, chat. I refuse to engage with leaks and shit like that. Let me have some whimsy. Hey, baby. Thank you, Eve. It's insane how your Limba stream got more views on your latest video. The Sleeper Agents works well, I see. Oh, yeah, no, apparently, like, the Reddit knows exactly who I am. It's really funny. Spoiling are 4-0 in the foodie at the moment. Wait. Are they winning or losing? That's just being unk status. What? Not wanting to know about leaks is unk status? Then allow me to be an Olva fucking woman. I will hag it the fuck out. I don't want to know. Winning. Hey! Go Gadget Spain. That's more like it. When I saw they like tied with the last fucking team, I was like, what, Spain? What's your drink for today? I have some white tea with roses and a little bit of milk. Go sport. It's 90 euros. I just said I didn't want to know! Don't put it in chat! I'm like, I want to embrace whimsy. I don't want to know anything about leaks. My chat immediately. I don't know if that makes me old-fashioned or what, but I do find it very refreshing that if I find out about gaming news, it's from, like, you know, official sources, because that's more fun for me. With respect to the Cape Verde name, they did an incredible job holding Spain. They did! I was genuinely fucking surprised. I was like, oh, you don't need to snipe anybody. I was surprised, because Spain has a really, really good team, like, world-class, so... Well, you won't buy GTA anyways. I know I won't, but that doesn't mean I want to hear about leaks. I'd rather hear it when it officially comes out and everybody on the internet mauls over it. After 30, any social media just becomes exhausting, to be honest. Yeah, like, it's not that it was exhausting for me. It was more that I was dead ass wasting so much time on there that my productivity was in the shitter. And right now, I need my productivity to be as high as fucking possible, so no. League culture has gotten annoying. I barely trust anything until it's official these days. I don't trust anything. The hype culture, I need everything right now, I need to be first on everything, is exhausting. Apparently it's only coming to PS5 for like a year, so I don't really care about GTA 6. Wait, really? I thought it was gonna come out on other consoles too. Not PC, but oh wait, that's still a leak, isn't it? Guys, shush! Hi! Wait, really? Okay, no. Okay, no. Okay, new stream rule. Anybody talking about any leak for anything ever is gonna get the boot. For like at least 30 minutes. I don't give a shit. I want whimsy back in my life. There is a reason I went off Twitter. I don't need to know. I am becoming a hag when it comes to my fucking content, alright? I don't want to know. If it's not coming to me via an official source, a fucking video, newsletter by email, or an actual snail mail, I do not give a shit. Do not tell me. I don't care. If you are discussing that shit, you are part of the problem. It's why we can't enjoy anything nowadays and why everything needs to be fucking told immediately. Only share leaks with the company that doesn't oopsie. If the company itself leaks it like Atlas likes to do, still no. Only share leaks if I'm talking about them. Maybe we should just ban GTA. Nah, I think that's a bit much. I will take my time out. Leaks are great in food. They are great food source, actually. They make good soup. So what are we doing today? We're talking Elden Ring because we're still missing a bunch of characters. I feel like it's gonna get delayed again. No, I feel like since they've actually announced when pre-orders are happening officially, then it's not like getting leaked again.
Have you ever interacted with TB Skyen? He mostly reviews character designs of LoL and bosses from Souls games.
I actually have no idea who that is, but thank you. How many Globe Shields does Elden Ring have? Elden Ring has a big cast, which is funny.
Anyways, happy Father's Day from the rural California region. Going to have lunch with my dad and my 95-year-old grandpa. Have fun today.
Oh, that's sweet. Enjoy. Thanks so much for the super. I think officially the pre-order date for GTA 6 is June 25. Are we doing the
last 2 DLC Night Train characters later? And the bosses? Saludos desde Baja, California.
If I do another Night Rain video, maybe. They're probably gonna add more characters eventually. Thank you. Hope he's not a dad yet. Yeah, he says that too. He says it doesn't count yet. I'm with him on that one, actually. Yeah. The actual official pre-order window for GTA 6 is till the 25th of this month. So, like, a day after Deltarune drops. I would not be surprised if we got a trailer when it dropped as well. I mean, it would be nice. How's your dad doing? My dad is in Mexico. He's chilling. The same day as the Star Fox release. Yeah. Wait, no, doesn't Star Fox release the 29th? I always get the dates messed up. Better City or Spain winning, damn. Dude, I can guarantee you their coaches gave them shit. Their coaches were probably like, what the fuck are you guys doing? I feel like this fucking... I always feel like the World Cup is rigged because all of the host countries somehow are miraculously winning their groups and, the US doesn't do soccer. I didn't even know Canada had a team, and Mexico's team sucks. So what the fuck is going on here? Like, that happened in the South African one too. That like South Africa was like winning everything. It's like what the fuck? wouldn't be surprised. Considering how much people like to rig, like, stuff that involves gambling, yeah. I think those groups are pretty easy. Yeah, our team is garbage. It's totally rigged. It has to be. Canada got their first ever World Cup win the year they host rigged. It has to be. Because, like, I can tell you this for a fact. Mexico's team is not that good. Like, South Korea trains way harder and they played way better than Mexico did and they fucking lost somehow. I mean, it's FIFA. Yeah, somehow, despite the fact that Korea played way better, they lost. Preliminary matches are probably always rigged so the host doesn't leave, similar to video games. I imagine so. I think Argentina should have gotten a red card in the first game because that was a straight foul. What did they do? I don't watch the games, so I just hear about this from the normies in my fucking stratosphere.
I am loving all the stuff of foreigners coming here to the US and trying our stuff and freaking out about it.
Oh, I saw that one post of the Japanese dude who was like fucking losing his shit over the endless salsa, and I was like, oh wow, yeah, a lot of Japan doesn't do that, huh?
Scotland fans are very popular in America.
I imagine it's because they're rambunctious. Thank you. As a Texan, it's very fun to watch Japanese tourists explore Texas. I love that post of, like, the guy who was like, wait, they're just giving you a bowl of salsa and free chips, like, forever, and people in the States are like, yeah. Hi. They drank a state dry, Lily. Yeah, it's Scottish people. What do you want? Like... They're certainly destroying Saudi Arabia. Well, yeah, it's Spain. What do you want? Messi put his foot on top of the Argentinian ankle that should have ended the Algerian player's career. Oh! Wait, Messi still plays? Isn't he, like, a fossil? Aren't you supposed to, like, retire or get, like, you know, put out back like old Yeller when you turn 30 when it comes to sports? He's still balling. How old is he? It's his last World Cup, actually. That makes sense, see? 39. 39! For an athlete that's so old!
I mean, TBH, weird crap like this has always happened at World Cups. The pressure breaks some and forges others, and there's always one country that no one thought had a chance end up in at least the quarterfinals.
Every time. Dude, if you're, like, near 40, one wrong move and you need to replace a hip. Buffoon played into his mid-40s. I think Mexico also has some pretty old players still. But then again, goalkeepers tend to be older. Sigue jugando el Chicharito, güey. The less physically demanding the sport, the longer they can go. Soccer's pretty demanding. No.
There's a video where a Scottish man headbutted a punching bag and scored 500 and above.
Oh, that's precious, though. Thank you. The chat's been invaded by normies today. No, believe it or not, a lot of people follow sports, not just normies. If you want, like, a gateway into normie land, if you want to be, like, at the very least normie passing, knowing a little bit about sports is good. Es comentarista in Fox Sports USA. ¿A poco, güey? So Japan made Blue Lock canon. I need someone to yell that they're gonna get the audience pregnant or it's not canon. Because that's Blue Lock, mama. Lily will be a soccer mom. Please spare me. Are you kidding me? Both my husband and I have, like, the constitution of, like, a sickly Victorian child. Do you think my kid's gonna be into sports?
Goalkeepers don't do as much physically, and experience can really make up a lot of the difference in reduced reflexes, so they can go a lot longer than most players.
Yeah, because they don't run around as much. Yeah, thank you.
As an Englishman, the overhyping of the national team always gets me. Let's face it, it's absolutely not coming home, no matter how much we want it.
Oh, same for Mexico. People are like, Mexico can do it! And I'm like, dude, no. We are literally the definition of fuck around and find out. We get so cocky and we always fucking biff it on our 5th game. Thank you. The Cape Verde goalkeeper is like 41 years old and he held his own against Spain. Yeah, again, going out against Spain and tying is actually really impressive because Spain's team is world class.
Lily's son will be a competitive thumb wrestler or one of those slap champion guys.
Please let my son be a slap champion. Well, no, that's so much brain damage, though. Also, I found out that the broccoli haircut, guys, I'm gonna make fun of them forever. They're perming their hair. Teen boys are perming their hair to get this fit, and, I'm very sorry, but if my child tells me he wants to get the broccoli cut and wants to get a perm, I'm gonna be like, I will make fun of you for the rest of your days. Especially if he gets his dad's hair, which is fluffy and beautiful. Okay? I will make fun of my child until he's fucking 30 years old and he gets the broccoli haircut. Bullying affectionate, it works. That's insanity. Why would you perm your hair? Like, you're gonna make fun of your child anyway. Yeah, but like, that's more hubby's job than mine. Wait, they're choosing to get that cut? Yes! That's a very rare natural haircut texture, so like, they're perming it for sure. There's no way broccoli hair will be a thing in 10 years. Oh, thank God, you're right. I feel like pouring a bottle of body wash on that style of hair. Dude, like, the fact that you kind of have to get a perm if you wanted to work out is, like, insane to me. Not that men can't get perms, don't get me wrong. I just find it very, very funny that a teen boy would want to fucking get a perm for one hairstyle. Starcrier, thanks so much for the sub. Thank you. It's a dumb-looking hair. It looks really silly. Like how girls are bringing low-grade mullets back. Yeah, I don't love that one either. Imagine being wanting to get a mullet. Look, I will make sure that he gets a decent haircut until he's, like, old enough to fight me on these choices, which is usually, like, mid-teens, and then it's like, okay, do whatever you want, but if you want to look like a clown, I'm gonna make fun of you. What's worse, the broccoli haircut or the rat tail? I think the rat tail is much worse. Only certain hairstyles look good on certain people. That's the thing. You have to, like, take your face shape into consideration. Like, when I was a much younger baby pink thing, I had a bob cut. And I looked super cute. But now that, like, I'm older, I think that, like, long hair suits me better. You know? Like, your face kind of changes as you age. The rat tail and the man bun are eye-scratching. Okay, can I say something about the man bun? The man bun only works if you are an Adonis, okay? The man bun will only look good on you if you are a fucking Calvin Klein model. You need to have, like, Giga Chat levels of fucking, like, well, actually no, because he has a very weird face, but, like, you need to be incredibly conventionally attractive to pull off a man bun. I'm sorry. Like, and not balding. No comb over a man bun. No. The man bun only looks good if you're an incredibly attractive man. Which the vast majority of people are average, okay? The vast majority of people are just normal-ass looking people. If you are a fucking stunner of a person, yeah, sure, use that man bun. You have the jawline for it. Go for it. But if you are, like, a normal ass person, a normal ass guy, and or you're thinning or balding, don't do it. It's gonna make you look like you're bald. Hi. I'm ugly as fuck. Okay, men, sweeties, babies. Y'all don't need to put yourselves down immediately. Because, like, we don't do that. Us girly pops don't do that. We're very much like, no, you're beautiful, no matter what thing, which is, like, toxic positivity in its own way. But men, God fucking love you guys. A guy is, like, talking about himself, and they immediately fucking default to, like, God, I'm an uggo. And it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You don't have to say that you're a fucking Shrek or anything. Like... You don't have to be like, ooh, supermodel, I'm feeling myself, but you also don't have to immediately look at yourself in the mirror and say, wow, I'm fugly, because I've seen many a man do this. I've seen my husband do this, and I'm like, what the fuck? No, you're not. Like, why do all men do this? Shrek is too handsome. Shrek is very handsome.
Mi abuela dice him the most handsome man, so I think I can pull it off.
There you go. There you go. Thank you. I would think I'm okay. Could just leave pants, but I'm okay. See, that's better. That's more realistic. Like, it's like, okay, like, maybe I don't like this about myself and I can just lose some weight and you'll be fine. Because girly pops, like, we're delusional. We are delusional. Like, women, we're delusional. Like, a woman could look like an absolute, like, what, 2 or 3 at best, and she will still be convinced she's a 10. We are delusional, okay? There's good things about that and bad things about that. The good thing about that is that your self-esteem is probably not going to be very low. The bad thing about that is that you go outside looking like that. And then when people tell you, hey, maybe you don't look that great, you get defensive about it. Like, men are delusional, but the other way around. Yeah, men are delusional the other way around. Men are like, man, I'm fucking ugly. It's like, you're fine. Like, you're completely fine. What do you mean?
I guilt trip myself a lot, so I bash my looks.
Don't do that. Don't be nice to yourself. You can be nice to yourself without being delusional. Thank you. What about clean shave or keep a mustache? Does that look good? Depends on your face, yeah. Like, a lot of guys can rock a mustache, yeah. If you can, like, get a full mustache, go for it. And I think that, like, part of the problem as to why men look at themselves and immediately call themselves, like, an uggo is because y'all don't get compliments, like, ever. Like, one time I had told hubby, like, oh my god, I love your eyelashes, and he looked at me like I had 3 heads, like... All you have to do as a guy, fellas, is, keep an eye on your weight. Make sure you're not super overweight. A little tummy's nice, but keep an eye on it. Just don't to be unhealthy. And be clean. Be clean. If you can grow a beard, grow your beard if you want to. If you can't, fucking shave that shit. And smell nice. That's all. Women are not picky.
I'm going silver myself. Hair, brows, and beard.
That sounds dope, though. Thank you. I think I've gotten a compliment in years. That's so weird to me. Because girls get compliments all the time. I'm 40, I haven't been complimented once, and it was on my hair. I was like 22 all the time. Okay. That's so sad. You can actually short-circuit a man by complimenting him. You can! You can! It makes me so sad, because, like, we don't trust compliments. Seriously, I will tell you this. Most normal women are not that picky. So long as you smell nice, and your clothes are clean, and you're, like, polite and nice, they'll be fine. This side effect of being chronically online is calling yourself an uggo immediately. We compliment women because we want sex. It's that simple. Yeah, but other women don't compliment them because they want sex. They compliment them because, like, they just
I've
like to do
only had
that.
one girl express interest in me, and that was my week in Australia. I don't understand what she saw in me.
She probably saw something fun. Who knows, you know? You never know. Thank you. The shallow ones on TikTok are not the ones you want to be anyway. Listen to me! Listen to me! The girly pops on Instagram that barely look human because they're mostly fillers, you don't want
Our
those.
frame of reference is Edward Cullen saying he has the skin of a monster.
And that guy's, like, incredibly attractive. Thank you. Listen to me. You don't want the Instagram or TikTok girly pops, okay? They barely look human anyway, and most of the time those girls like that are really shallow. There's a lot of really nice girly pops and guys out there if that's your thing. You just have to know where to look. I get handsome comments from the older ladies at work. And that's nice, because older ladies also nice to are good at throwing compliments. Meow. Men sometimes don't know how to respond to compliments. Just say thank you. Instead of saying, no, I'm a no-go, just say thank you. That's really nice. That's it. Older women are preferable to whatever the hell is going on these days. I am, like, so fucking pleased with myself that, like... I have a cousin that's, like, a year or two younger than me, and she looks 10 years older than me. And my husband looked at me and was like, how come you look significantly younger than people who are actually younger than you? The answer is simple. I've never touched Botox in my life. I don't smoke, and I barely drink, and I use sunscreen. A lot of millennial girly pops actually look much younger than their younger counterparts because we were not tricked by the beauty industry into getting fillers and Botox way too young. You can compliment back too. Oh yeah, you can compliment back too. See, Wave knows what he's about. Wave has like, Wave has the riz. Wave would know. I've seen Zoomers that look like they're 60 already. Yeah. Like, just sunscreen does a lot. Men should normalize giving flowers to their men. Men should just normalize, like, giving a hug to their bro. You don't even need to do gifts or anything. Hell, it doesn't even have to be flowers. Just give your bro a Snickers. Get them some gsupps. Use code Kikumation, mama.
By the way, happy Father's Day to your hubby.
He says thank you, but that doesn't count yet. I'm trying to get into shape, losing more weight, and eating healthy. Like, I mean, I can't get in shape right now because you mentioned the word weight loss to a doctor when you're pregnant and see what fucking face they make at you. But like, hubby's been like working on it. He's been eating better. He's been taking the stairs when he can. The heat is disgusting, so we don't like to walk outside right now. But like, we've been trying to schmoove, you know. And taking care of yourself it's better for your self-esteem. You don't have to do like high maintenance shit. All right, fellas. You don't have to, like, get, like, super fancy haircuts or dye your hair. Nice clothes always help, but the main thing you have to do is, like, feel good about yourself. Take care of yourself. Self-care does a lot. You need food. Oh, I know I need food. It's really funny because when I first, like, found out, I was like, oh shit, I was on a diet, and my fucking, my fucking therapist was like, don't you fucking dare. You know what she told me to get me to, like, be like, just start eating normally? She was like, if you don't feed yourself, your fetus will eat your brain. And I was like, what? And it's like, yeah, so they'll take like calcium from your bones and shit, and you're gonna eat, like, you're gonna go down so fast. So I was like, okay, give me the yogurt. But yeah, self-care is literally 9/10 of the battle. Exercise or eat well. Keep yourself neat and clean, and you'll be fine. Vicious little fuckers. Yeah, they need things. They need nutrients. Not beating the parasite allegations. You can't call them that. Bean has ears now. How dare you? Eat or you'll be bimbofied. It's eat or you will literally destroy your bones. Like, look, babies need nutrients. They gotta get it from somewhere, all right? If you're not eating enough, they will take it from you. Does your hubby take care of you when you're sick and vice versa? Oh, yeah. It's really funny because, like, my husband barely gets sick, like, ever. When he does, he gets, like, high fevers and his ears get really, really red. And all I have to do is make sure that he keeps drinking water and give him vitamin C and actually force him to rest because he doesn't like to do it. But when I get sick, he also takes care of me. Like, he at least makes sure that I'm taking my meds on time, and he puts me to bed if I'm trying to fucking crawl my way back up to the office. There's a reason why malnourished pregnant women lose their teeth during pregnancy. The baby will literally eat all of your nutrients. Did you drink water today? Oh, I've had a ton, yeah. Would you call hubby a certified male wife? No, actually. No one in my house is like... It's really weird because we divide most chores like 50-50. He helps me out around the house. He doesn't do everything. And he helps about the same with work too. So it's a very even split. Yeah, we both do housework. Babies are cute parasites. A little bit. Like, I would not call them a parasite because that seems kind of mean. But the way they do grow is if you're not feeding yourself properly, they need nutrients from somewhere, yes. You're saying you're equals. In this household, yeah. Men with broken nose. I ain't hear no bell. Men with a cold. Leave my PS5 and supply of gamer subs to my mailman. Seriously, I've had him be like, oh, it's over for me. Oh, baby, you're never gonna see me again. And it's like, calm down, you have a headache. Hi. But you're also the moneymakers. We're both moneymakers. We work together at this point. You read him stories when he's sick? No, but I play games with him and stuff. The actual, like, today I felt very tempted to just not stream and just play video games for like 4 hours, but I was like, no. I said I was gonna go live. I have to be a responsible adult. Is this y'all's first little one? Yeah. I've never had a kid before, so experience. I'm gonna die. Has sneezed once. Yes. I guess we'll never know what he does for work. He used to do design work for other companies. Now he mainly just works with me. Like, he worked at Coca-Cola, so he has stories about that one. But he mainly did design work. You guys remember, we were in the same major in college. You should bring him on stream one day. He's usually around. If I have a segment, he's like either right next to me or nearby because he helps me set up OBS and all that shit. Good thing he left. Yeah. I think he told you guys a story about why he decided to leave, right? Because like he was like, well, I'll never work on my own projects or anything like that if I stay here. And now he's working on his own projects, except now that he's writing them with me. The man flu always hits hard, blame genetics. Men have really strong immune systems, so you guys react really strongly to sickness. Hi! Is it true that you can find dead things inside Coca-Cola bottles? Not usually, no. He's gonna be working on the biggest project for you in your career, your child. Believe it or not, hubby's gonna be taking over a decent chunk of work while I'm gone. I have sketched and lined a bunch of shit. He's gonna be on charge of color work and posting while I'm taking care of baby. I have like a cold once a year, and we don't get sick that often. But with a kid though, yeah, that's guaranteed to happen often. Schools are petri dishes. How long did you guys date before getting married? We've known each other for like 10 years, but we dated for like 2-3 years before we got married. Pregnancy lowers your immune system. Oh yeah, I'm immunocompromised right now, which is stupid, but you know, it happens. Little kids are germ factories. Dude, like, the closer you are to like toddler age, the more likely it is that someone's gonna bring a cold home and everyone's gonna get it. You once had a couple bringing a bad stomach virus into the workplace because their child sadly caught it from daycare. Yeah, that happens. I was on the Disney Cruise Line once because of the little kids. My entire family got sick. Although, but like, if you go to a cruise, getting sick is a guarantee. If you go to a cruise, getting sick is guaranteed. And that's like regardless if there's children on the boat or not. My sister used to always be patient zero in my parents' house. Been binge watching your videos for the past week. Cool to catch you live. Thank you. The last time I went on a cruise, I got the flu. I got the flu too. Well, I got like a sickness. I got sick for like 2 weeks when we went on our honeymoon because of the cruise. Yeah. There's like 3 quarantine ships right now. I thought that no ships were quarantined anymore. That sounds like misinformation. At least I haven't heard of any. There's a reason that cruises have morgues. They used to have isolation wards as well. My parents gonna help every now and then. My mom is coming over for like a month, and they want to visit like once a year. Problem is that we live across the Atlantic. I love because somebody was like, I hope that we're not having a, like that you didn't let your family pressure you into having children. I was like, dude, if that was the case, I would have just moved to Spain and said nothing. I would not have be having a child if it was because of my parents. I would have stayed in Mexico. And he was like, good point. My little brother's also having a kid in a few months, like the same time I think as you. Yeah, a lot of people are having kids in October. Even if viruses were not an issue on cruises, there's a lot of people on them. If you go on a cruise, you're guaranteed to get sick. Maybe just cruises are just not a good idea. And like, Royal Caribbean just announced their newest cruise ship. It's like 2 ships, like fucking stitched together. It's fucking gigantic. I think it's called like Legend of the Seas. And I saw that and I was like, oh no, this one's gonna breed a brand new virus, mama. Like, it's such a cool ship. It looks amazing. But we really don't need a cruise ship that fits like almost 6,000 people. Ship designer is bigger. I'm like, how the fuck does that thing float? Show, I don't have a picture right now. Just look up Legend of the Seas by Royal Caribbean and you'll see exactly what the ridiculous monstrosity that they just put out to sea. That or the Titanic suit. I'm surprised it hasn't sunk. I know some retirees just sell everything and live out the days on cruise ships because it's cheaper. It's much cheaper to live on a cruise ship. When you're retired. Buoyancy is a hell of a magic trick. Yeah, like, there's nothing keeping that ship afloat except the shape of it. Safety features have evolved over time. Yeah, they have. I just looked up an image of the ship. Holy crap. Isn't it ridiculous? Is it not the fucking funniest thing you've ever seen in your life? Like, holy shit. My kitty cat says hi. Oh, that's so cute. It's crazy big. I still don't trust them. That thing floats. No utilities cost, food and drinks covered for activity, and they have good medical professionals on cruise ships. Fun fact. It's a way too big a ship for that amount of people. Like, we don't need a cruise ship that big. And here's the thing. I like cruises, but I don't get off the boat. Cats or dogs? I like both. Cruise ships are also deceptively fast considering their size. Oh, they knew them, yeah. Yeah, that new cruise ship might as well be a floating city. I would get claustrophobic on cruise ship because it would just get me to me. I can't leave the ship. Oh yeah, some people do get cabin fever. Hi. But like the good thing about cruise ships is that they make a lot of pit stops. So the thing I didn't like was how much they moved. And like the higher up on the ship you are, and like the closer to the front of the ship you are, the more it's gonna move. And our room was pretty high up and pretty close to the front of the ship. So it was like, oh god. I got pretty seasick at one point. Yeah, I didn't fucking throw up, but I was like, ugh. Hi. That ship is so big and stupid that if it sank, they would repurpose it as a water park. Yeah, they would. I went on a cruise as a kid and I hated it. I liked it when I went. I mean, it was pretty fun to go again as an adult. I'm sorry, what did I just look at? You tell me that's a ship, or is that thing a town floating? It looks like a town. It's like 2 cruise ships stitched together. Do you like the beach? Oh yeah, I do. I do. But I like going like in the afternoons-ish, because I used to go a ton with my parents when I was a kid. I get sunburned very easily, and hubby's allergic to sunblock, so it's just better if we go at like 4 or 5 p.m. where the UV index is way down. Chiefs these days are way more likely to run around than to sink. Yeah. Allergic to what? He's allergic to sunblock. Not all of them. But he gets, like, really itchy little baby bumps sometimes if he uses, like, the wrong brand of sunblock. So we always have to have, like, antihistamines on us. But that's why we usually spend most of the day, like, inside, and then we go out to the beach in the afternoon. That's an annoying thing to be allergic to. Yeah, especially here. Thankfully, I've found a few brands that are hypoallergenic. I have yet to test them on him, though. Does aloe vera help? Oh, yeah, a ton. And antihistamines usually do the trick. I've never been on a cruise myself. Honestly, you're not missing out on a ton. Like, it's fun, but at the same time, they're virus breeding machines. Does this mean that you guys prefer the fall and winter for walks? Yeah, we do. It's very nice to walk around here in the winter. It's cold, but it's walkable. This summer, it's just gross. You're gonna melt into the sidewalk. It's disgusting. Especially at like 6 p.m. Ugh. Spring is really nice, too. Spring and fall are great. The dead of winter, it's chilly. You just need a good scarf. Where do you live, Mexico? I live in Spain, actually. I'm from Mexico, though. In the old days, people used mod as sunblock, and it was effective. Have you ever suffered Canadian weather? No, I've never been. How are you doing with Babby? Babby's good. Hello. I think melting onto the sidewalk is more of a really specific thing. It's disgusting outside right now. Well, right now it's more chill. It's like 8 p.m. But like when I went out to take the dog for like a quick bathroom break at like 6:30, she peed and then she just refused to keep going. She was just like, nope. Because there was like heat like coming off the sidewalk. I was like, ew, no. Relatable. She just did the thing that she does sometimes where like she planted her feet fucking on the ground, and then when I pulled on the leash, like she just was like butt in the air like mm-mm. Why do you sound like an American? Oh, simple, because I grew up in the States. I spent like from 3rd to 6th to like the end of 6th grade in Miami, so my formative years, I actually learned how to speak English really well, and when I got back home to Mexico, in middle school and stuff, I was like, I want to keep speaking English, because I feel like I communicate better in English. So whenever I had a moment, I spoke in English, especially at home, and then I got into like drawing and stuff, and I was posting stuff on DeviantArt and shit like that, and I just interacted with everybody on the internet in English, and it just kind of stuck. Which is great, because like, I hear my sister speak English now, and it's like, what the fuck happened to your English, my guy? Used to sound just like me. But it's really funny because I can absolutely trick people into thinking I'm American. You're a Florida woman. Technically, yeah. Wait, your English is so good, I thought you were born in America. No, I was born in Mexico. I lived for a few years in Miami, though. So I learned English over there. I mean, you are American as in live, like, in the continent. I was born on the American continent, yeah. Do you and Hubby speak English to each other outside of stream? Oh, yeah, a ton. Like, his English has actually gotten so much better. He never had bad English, mind you, because when he was a kid, he actually went through, like, really, really good schools that had great English programs. But he speaks a lot more of it now because of me. You can lose your accent. Yeah, you can. My sister got it back, though. During the wedding this weekend, all the other groomsmen were complaining about the heat, and I was just fine. I've adjusted to the swamp heat. Well, you live in Florida, don't you? Any languages that you want to learn aside from what you already know? Japanese, but I know it takes like 10 years. Sadly, I don't have the time to study Japanese the way I would like to, because it takes like 10 years to actually learn properly. And considering the fact that, like, I barely have extra time to do anything these days, it's kind of hard, yeah. Asian languages are evil. It's incredibly difficult to grasp stuff like Japanese, or Chinese even. Any tips on how to refresh your English? Because I keep starting thinking of words and it just pisses me off. Watch media in English. Seriously. Like, any shows, books, movies you can consume in English will help a lot. Good point, thank you. You're welcome. A lot of people don't think of that. I have a friend who's also, like, trying to get better at English because he has to take a test because he's in the military here in Spain. And he was like, how do you do it? And I was like, dude, watch your shit in English. Tell your fucking fiance to fucking take your controller from you, switch the language to English, and fucking put a parental lock on it because he keeps switching it back. At my old job, I once talked to someone who lived in the Midwest for like 30 years. They still have the New York accent they grew up with. Yeah, the accent you start out with is usually the one you keep.
Want a good linguistic adventure? Watch Letterkenny.
Oh, not a bad idea. Thank you. I learned English as a kid when I was watching the Cartoon Network when it was not translated. Like, if anybody, like, of my friends wants to get better at English, spend some time hanging out with me, and you'll get better, believe me. That and, like, I just refuse to watch shows that are originally, like, American in any other language, so I will tell you to put it in English. Like, you can read subtitles, mama. Put them on. Oh yeah, like, with Japanese, I know a bunch of words because I watch anime with subtitles, but, like, with Japanese, I don't know how to string a sentence together. That's the problem. Like, I could probably learn it if I took some classes, but to actually learn to speak it, it's difficult.
Yay, I've come to terms with the fact that because of my accent, I will never get this potato out of my throat.
Oh no.
Gotta love being a Dane sometimes, Lily.
Sometimes that happens. Like, for example, my grandma's from Spain, from here originally, and she's been in Mexico for, like, 60 years of her life. Still talks with a Spanish accent, even though I squint to her and I'm like, you should not sound like this. You should speak completely Mexican Spanish, not Spanish Spanish. What the fuck happened? Subject, object, and verb for Japanese, right? I'm not entirely sure how it works. When I was younger, I learned English through PUBG proximity chat. Oh my god, gaming. Gotta love it. I'm so sure my grandma's faking it. I'm like, you've lived in Mexico for like 60 years. How the fuck are you still speaking like Castellano perfecto? Does she ever drop vosotros all the time? And I'm like, I don't believe you. Like, you're fucking lying. You've lived in Mexico for so long, there's no fucking way you still speak like this. And my mom is like, no, she does. And I'm like, I don't believe you. Hostia, tío. I'm sad to say that the youth of Spain is dropping tío and replacing it with bro. And hubby is devastated by that. Like, I'm sorry, Spanish have the best way to call someone dude ever, which is basically to call them unk. Like, hostias, tío. And they're replacing it with bro, and he's so sad about it. I'm sorry, it's not bro, it's bro. What, bro? Like, what is this, suffer talk? Yeah, they're getting rid of, like, their Spanish colloquialisms. It's so sad. This youth saddens me. Broccoli haircuts and bro. I'm American, even I hate that. I don't get it, because, like, you have, like, the best fucking word to call someone, like, a dude in Spanish, and you just call him bro. That's, like, why? It happens in every nation. Sadness. Wait, are we becoming boomers by criticizing the youth? Yes! Our age of youth has passed. We've entered our unk era, chat. We can take Theo from my cold dead hands. I love Theo. Theo's like a great one. As long as Cabron doesn't disappear, we're good. It's never gonna. But that one's, well, who knows, actually. What do the youngsters call people in Mexico? Like, what do they call each other? Way should still be a thing. Unk at 24. I'm so sorry to tell you this, but you are unk. Way would always be a thing. I hope so. That's like one of my favorite Mexican things to say. I've been absconding the youth for their bad taste since I was like 17. Oh, you were born an old person. I got nostalgic for songs I didn't even like that much as a kid. Dude, like, it's nothing beats like the millennial moment where you hear like the first 2 notes of Welcome to the fucking Black Parade and you just fucking rock out. Or like the other day I heard like Kesha, like old school Kesha, and I ascended. It was like, holy shit. My youth. You guys have to understand, like, us millennials existed in a time where party culture was popularized. Where every weekend, everybody had to go out and, like, get hella drunk. I'm not joking. And, like, we all listened to, like, songs like Hungover and, like, TikTok from Kesha and shit like that. And now a bunch of my friends from high school are, like, dead-ass alcoholics. And now party culture's, like, dying down because, like, no one likes to go out anymore. But when I was a teenager, that shit was all the rage. I think I've gone clubbing like 5 or 6 times in my lifetime. I don't ever want to do it again. Party culture needed to die because hangovers are the worst. Party culture, there's a lot of toxicity about it, I think, because these kids were out there getting fucking wasted from ages fucking, sometimes as young as 14, onwards. Like, sneaking into nightclubs and shit. Like, so long as you could, like, bribe the bouncer, you could get in. You didn't need ID. I waited until I was like 18 before I actually went clubbing at all anywhere. Because I was like, no, I don't want to try and sneak in. But like, we got drunk at house parties and shit. Keep in mind, the legal drinking age in Mexico is 18. It's not even that old. In 2000, right? It's like the 2010s was like when party culture, you know, it was like the advent of like fucking, of like what like LMFAO and Kesha and like old school Lady Gaga songs and all that jazz, and like a lot of drinking culture, a ton. I know my own limits when I know when to cut the alcohol and just have soda. I haven't drunk in like 2 years at this point, almost. Holy shit, LMFAO. I love that fucking band. They were idiots. Yeah, Gangnam Style, shit like that. All right, let me just prep the Vaporeon lewd. The Four Loko era? Yeah, it was wild! I feel like there's no good young streamers to watch. Then watch older streamers like me. I'm not even that old, fuck it. Like... Excuse me, what? You heard me. Well, you're ancient. I suppose by streamer standards I'm pretty old, but I don't care. I'm still entertaining, I hope. You talk like you're remembering some old-ass time. It was like 5 years ago. No! The 2010s was not 5 years ago. That was 10 years ago. If you're old, then we're all forsaken. I'm so sorry to tell you that you are. Alright. Yeah, 2010 was like 60 years ago. Yeah, becoming dust. I'm evaporating in front of your eyes, chat. Was it Vaporeon commission? Nope, Pokebusu. Okay. Let's get started, shall we? We've derailed long enough. Alright, I don't know if you guys remember, but a while back, I started a review of Elden Ring characters because Elden Ring, unlike a lot of other Souls games, has a decently large cast of characters. So, we've gone over a bunch of them. We've gone over, like, the Limgrave people and the Liurnia people, but we're still missing a bunch, and a bunch of goodies, too. So I thought we'd go back to it today. We talk about some character design, we talk about, like, the stuff we've seen in the story. because we got everything from the art book in here that we can like chat shit about and just discuss the cast of Elden Ring, because I am actually obsessed with this game. I 100%ed it. And I did it live. Thank you very much. And I had a great time with it. So without further ado, let's get back into the cast of Elden Ring. We ended last time on Rykard, and we were doing the portraits of Volcano Manor, and I was talking about how much I liked how weird his design was, and that like he was like half snake, disgusting. Like the one gimmick fight in the game too. Incredibly visually stunning design, super off-putting, but a really, really cool one. So after Rykard, we talked a little bit about the portraits in Volcano Manor, and we are moving on to the rest of the cast now. Okay, Sage Gowry. Now, this motherfucker was actually a pretty simple character. You can find him in Caelid, and he gives you basically, I think, rot incantations. He kickstarts the quest for another character that we're going to talk about in a bit. But the thing I like about Sage Gowry is that he's usually not moving much. He's, like, sitting in a chair, and he has, like, these, like, ochre, like, iron, almost iron-stained robes. Like, they don't look dyed red. They look stained. They're super gross, super worn down, and very, very red, because, like, his thing is that, like, he worships the Scarlet Rot, right? So any character that has to do with Caelid or the Scarlet Rot will have a color scheme similar to this one, which is very much like a burnt orange, a sickly-looking orange, even. And to complement that gross sickliness that the character has, he has, like, really, really pallid skin. Like, there's no warmth in his skin at all. It's just, like, really deathly pale. And his robes are fucking super tattered and destroyed. The hood covers a good chunk of his face. So it's a pretty mysterious character. He has a bunch of quests for you. They're related to Millennia, but not really. I can't really explain much of that without, like, getting super into it. But I do like that his design is relatively simple for, like, someone who's, like, into the Scarlet Rot, if that makes sense. Because, if you guys, like, hung out in Caelid for like 2 seconds before the game decimated you, everything is orange and, like, burnt and, like, ill, you know? There's a few really strong color palettes in Elden Ring. You have, like, yellow for Liurnia. Well, yellow-ish. And, well, not Liurnia's blue, actually, sorry. Limgrave is, like, very yellow. And then you go into Caelid and it's, like, very burnt orange and red, right? And it's, like, the predominant color scheme for most characters in there as well, is that they look very red. Very, like, gross. But, like, it's not vibrant at all. If I was gonna describe the red in Caelid, it's, like, rusty. It looks like the entirety of the fucking continent is covered by, like, a fine layer of rust. It's gross. Like, of course, it's rotting away. So Sage Gowry has very much this, like, kind of, like, rotting away type of vibe. Really, like, tattered clothes, stained almost with, like, rusty iron, and really pallid and gross skin. Church of Herpes. Yeah, baby! Caelid got the Mexico filter. The Mexico filter is yellow! This is some of, like, the concept art that he has. So, this doesn't really show that much. Because he actually doesn't look super like this in-game. He's actually not human, if I recall correctly. But usually when he's sitting down and, like, at his chair, you don't see how cool his pointed hood is. And just how fucking destroyed his outfit is. He also has, like, this weird instrument on his person. I like it, though, because the hood makes him look kind of gross, nasty, almost, like, insect-like. And it kind of just shows, like, that very gross red color scheme. Like, it looks like robes that were, at one point, very vibrant red and very beautiful, but now they've been, like, annihilated, you know? He is a strange dog. He's a weird creature, you know? I kind of want this guy as my roommate. No, you would not. He would give you Scarlet Rot. He's one of the worshippers of Scarlet Rot. So, and if you see anybody that has, like, a color scheme like this, they're either tied to Radahn or Millennia in some way. What is he holding? It's some sort of weird instrument, though. I like it. It definitely feels very, like, ethereal, very, like, alien. But, the dude gives me the ick. It's disgusting. Goodbye. Like... Yeah, it feels like some sort of broken lyre or something. Bagpipe if no bag. No, it doesn't have, like, any place to, like, blow air into. It's just, like, must be some form of string instrument. He would pierce you with his other form. Yes, he would. You can actually get his armor, by the way, as most NPCs in Elden Ring will let you. It's like living with the Babadook. Yeah, gross. There is, like, a weird, like, organ thing, like a fucking pouch around his shoulder, so that might be part of the instrument, yeah. Alright, moving right along. Okay, this is actually a character that I've been meaning to get to talk to for, like, a bit. Millicent, right? So Millicent is another character you can encounter in Caelid. She has a pretty involved quest, if you want to find her, that requires you to go through some shit and get, like, an unalloyed golden needle, then you can actually talk to her. She is related to Millennia's quest, believe it or not, and her design is actually fairly simple. Sadly, Millicent doesn't have, like, an official concept art that I know of, for some reason or another, but she basically has very vivid red hair. She is infected with scarlet rot. She's, like, very ill. She is missing an arm, probably rotted off, because, like, that does that. And her outfit is, again, much like a lot of people in Caelid, the outfit of someone who, it was probably clean and very pretty at some point, but now it's just been annihilated, you know? Like, it's covered in blood or rot, super tattered, super dirty, but still has, like, the air of someone who used to dress very nicely. She is a very cute but sad character. You can't really see it in here, but her eyes are gold. She has really, really bright red hair, and overall a very simple color scheme. The thing I like about her design, though, is that, like, if you do her quest, you can actually give her a prosthetic arm, which I don't know if I have a picture of that. Which is golden, and that really offsets her look a lot and makes her look a lot more confident, and she also ties her hair back. But this is how you initially find her, in a church of, like, rot in Caelid, and you can help her if you want to. I would always suggest that you do, because the side quests in Elden Ring are really fun. It's a very, very simple outfit, though. It's just a tunic, some boots, and some gloves, and just a lot of fucking stains. Actually, now that I think about it, isn't this Melina's outfit? Like, underneath Melina's cape and cloak, she's wearing something very similar to this, isn't she? Caelid sucks. Yeah, Caelid is butt. Let me see. It's a very, very similar vibe to this. Because, like, I would not be surprised if it was. Because it's supposed to be, like, a very simple... Yeah, actually, this is actually what Melina's outfit looks like underneath her cloak. It's just a beautiful, like, embroidered gray tunic with another under tunic underneath it. And tall boots. Again, something that could have been very refined and very beautiful back in the day, but it's just been destroyed with time. This is probably why Millicent doesn't have concept art, because it's just a recolor of Melina. So that's likely why. I knew I recognized the outfit from somewhere. However, she does have a version with, like, a gold prosthetic arm and with her hair pulled back if you choose to do her quest. She is a maiden. She has a very complicated story, actually. I sent you a picture of the official toy where she is on her second form. Oh, thank you, yeah. Let me see if I can get that. Toy, that's a figure, dipshit. Like... That's kind of fucked up. Well, if you play Elden Ring. Elden Ring is one of those games that is like an exercise in, like... how sad can we make this, you know? Lore-wise, are they related? Yes, but it's complicated. Yeah, it's not a dye or blood, it's just rot. So this is what she looks like after you start her quest. She pulls her hair back. Her tunic gets cleaned up a little bit. And you can actually give her this prosthetic arm, which she can use to fight. She has a beautiful face, golden eyes, looks a lot like Millennia for actual lore reasons that have to do with Millennia. And it's just a very simple outfit regardless. And then she's just like a recycled Melina. The outfit is a recycled Melina, yes. Very, very pretty character, though. A very sad story, but worth doing, I think. The arm is dope. You actually have to go on a fucking whole-ass quest in, like, a mini poison swamp to get that arm, mama. Meow. She needs a hug. She needs several hugs, but she won't let you touch her at first because of the rot. Expecting any happiness in any FromSoft games is a dream and futility. Embrace the gloom and the darkness. It's just really depressing. Okay, more. Okay, the primeval sorcerers are so fucking weird. The primeval sorcerers are actually fascinating. You need them for Selen's quest, but the cool thing about them is that they almost seem to be turning into stone, into like glintstone, which is what you use to cast magic in Elden Ring. And they have a very like sage vibe to them, but they look deranged. Like this is a magic Ankh, predominantly green color scheme. This is one of the people who are like, oh, I'm like in touch with the forces of the universe or whatever. But you do need to find these two if you want to complete Selen's quest. Their fits are all very mystic, obviously, but they're not like the Raya Lucaria ones where it's like very like scholarly and academic, like midnight blue robes with red accents. They're more like darker colors and darker grays. And for Azure, he has like a lot of feathers, a lot of like silver medallions, and predominantly very green. A lot of green crystals everywhere. Like, it's so fucking funny because this is one of those FromSoft enemies that as soon as you like finish like, well, characters, you finish the quest and like they die immediately. It's like, oh, what? Why? Like, did you have a reason to bite the big one? No, but they did it anyway. You get some bomb.com spells from it though. Too bad I could never use them because my TARDIS was stupid. Would you lick this crystal, Lily? I don't think it would be a good idea for me to lick this crystal. You know? I don't think that you should touch Primeval Glintstone because I think you're immediately going to turn into like a rock. He smoked way too much of it. Primeval sorcery of Glintstone sorcery was actually banned in Raya Lucaria because it could turn you into something called a graven mass or like a star. But it's basically not good for you. Like, this dude is turning into stone. Like, at first I thought that, like, the green crystals were just a part of the, of, like, his cape. No, I think that's actually his body. But he does have concept art, so let's see that in a bit more detail. Yeah, look at this. Look at this, look at this. I love concept art that has designs that are so complex that you have to fucking color block them when you're showing them off. So you guys can see in the far right above chat, you can see how they actually broke down the shapes for this character because he has a few layers. He has, like, the base robe, then his arms are in yellow, then he has, like, a little like, feathered, stole, and then a few layers of crystals before his head. So that's actually a really, really insanely cool bit of concept art. And it's something that if you're making a character, if you're designing a character that has a complex outfit, it is advisable to color block stuff like this. Or at the very least, break the outfit down into its separate parts so you know how to draw everything in case something comes off, gets torn, you'd show them getting dressed, something like that, you know? Breakdowns like these are actually not uncommon at all when it comes to designing characters. I'm actually really happy to see this included. And you can actually see right next to it how they actually use that breakdown to design the character. Interesting thing to know about Azure is that his hands are heavily bandaged and also covered in crystal growth. So, like, this motherfucker is becoming a rock no matter what happens, you know? You can also tell that, like, they abandoned Raya Lucaria because the robes that they're wearing is kind of like a very worn down version of scholars' robes, like high scholars' robes. Like, it's incredibly tattered. Like, they're not going to last much longer. They're, like, full of holes, very, very torn. But you can still see, like, the remnants of the blue dye from the Raya Lucaria robes right underneath all that, and also the gold on the red, which is basically Carrion colors. I do like that the most striking thing about this motherfucker is the crystals on his shoulders. It's a very top-heavy design, but they balanced it by giving it a lot of weight on the bottom as well. Because if they hadn't made, like, the robes flare out like that, he would just fucking toppled forwards. So it's really, really nicely balanced. The guy who teaches you the funny laser. He's not easy to find. And again, if you're doing a magic build, it is worth doing Selen's quest just to hunt these cocksuckers down. But, like, the design is fucking dope, though. The crystal dick is about to flop out. No. Like, it's very covered. It's very, very covered. But they're definitely giving, like, incredibly crazy sage wizards, you know? You can see a little bit of his face now that's almost, like, entirely stone. And fun fact, if you actually talk to this fucker and he dies immediately, I think you get his headpiece. I think you get, like, the big crystal fucking butt plug over there. Car crystal, baby. Yeah, Raya Lucaria forbid that type of magic exactly because this would happen to you. You would turn into like a big slab of crystal and die. Yeah, you get his drip, which is very like commonplace for FromSoft games, but it's a beautiful design, and I love seeing the breakdown as well. There's so much detail into everything that they made for Elden Ring that I'm actually so happy that I have all of these. All right, more.
He.
Thank you. Or you become a rock made of faces. Like Elden Ring has no chill. SK Demon, thanks so much for the membership. Thank you. What up? Hi. Yeah. You get this stuff after the quest usually, but it's just Elden Ring has no chill in its storytelling, world building, or character design, which is why so many of the characters, even stuff that like you could consider this a globshito, looks like this. It looks like a super important character, but like, how the fuck do I explain to you guys that you can very easily miss this shit? Like. He doesn't even have lines. Like, you go up to this bitch. He stretches his hand super slowly, turns into dust in front of your eyes, and like leaves the fucking head behind. It's like, oh, okay. Like, this is so fucking easy to miss, chat. Like, that's why it took me like 6 months of playing like 3 hours of Elden Ring daily to fucking finish the fucking game, because I wanted to see everything. Like, oh, what an important looking character. What's his role in the story? Literally nothing. He doesn't even have lines. He's just there, you know? See, how many of these I was not going to include because I didn't even know how they were. Oh, I would have actually had your ass for that, Spanish, because, like, there's such good artwork in Elden Ring, even for their fucking globshitos. It's insane. I watched, like, 4 people play Elden Ring and no one found this guy. Yeah, it's not easy to. Like... When I first found this dude, I think if you guys were back pre-Lilygoth, you might have seen this. I was expecting like an explanation of what the fuck primeval sorcery was. He said nothing. He said nothing. He just turned into dust right in front of my eyes. And I was like, oh, okay. But damn if the design isn't fucking amazing though. Yum. All right, more. Oh, this one's even worse. This one's even worse. When you find Lusat, he's already dead. Like... This one, I'm gonna have to rely heavily on the concept art to actually show you guys the design, but you will notice that the main thing is, like, bulbous orb! The pondering orb is just Lusat, okay? And this one is turning into, like, blue, like lapis lazuli colored glintstone. It's a similar design to Azure, and again, these are some of the most bomb.com design in the game, but also the easiest to miss. Is he okay? He's super dead. Mega Man ass dude. Like, he's already dead. When you find Lusat, he's dead. Stop dying. He's already dead. You need his head, okay? You just need his fucking orb. That's all. Let's see his concept art so you guys can see exactly how much love and care went into this globshito. Which is so much. So, similar to Azure, this guy is already heavily crystallized because he's turning into glintstone. Arms are incredibly bandaged, rock growths everywhere, and with Lusat, I think it's a little bit more obvious that his head has, like, almost entirely become an orb of glintstone. You don't see the eyes for any of them, but, like, you can see the crystals of glintstones, like, growing out past the bandages, and you can actually see where the orb is attached to him. Most glintstone sorcerers wear, I like to call them the Burger King masks, but if you do too much primeval glintstone, your Burger King mask can actually fuse to you and you can become like stone. It's actually one of those things that I only found out about it through extensive reading of the wiki and like researching into it, because Elden Ring the game doesn't tell you Like, this is stuff that you can pick up from item descriptions, and if you watch Body Video, you'll know. But yeah, like, there's a reason why we don't do this anymore. And the fucking funniest shit is, again, you can miss this. You can miss all of this. Like, all of this is optional fucking character quests that you can meet, and you can be like, wait a minute, this was for something? Yeah, you could find Lusat, and nothing happens unless you're doing Selen's quest. The cool thing about this design, though, is that the shape language is what I like to call a sinister friend shape. They're supposed to be good guys, quote unquote. They just explored magic a bit too far. So it's a very round, very like gentle sloped shoulders, but the silhouette is still chaotic as shit. Because of all the frayed edges in his robes, the fabric, the jagged edges of the glintstone, even glowing out of like the sphere. It's supposed to be off-putting. It's supposed to be like really, really weird, which is why I personally really like this. Like, I would never use these armors because I am that person, but like, but guys, let me explain to you. To find this motherfucker's dungeon, it's a cave, actually, I think. You have to fucking hit a random-ass wall on a cliff somewhere and, like, remove the illusory wall and then go in. When I was playing Elden Ring, I spent, I shit you not, a good 50% of my time clanging on walls with my fucking Uchi Gucci's, and everyone in chat was like, Lily, what the fuck are you doing that for? And then things would just open. And then people got mad at me, because they were like, how did you find us? Like, I've been hitting everything, what do you mean? Wasn't that one in Caleb behind sometimes, right? No, that was the other one. Yeah. Oh, wait, no, this was it. Actually, yeah. For some reason, they were, like, both near Caleb. Wasn't this one of those hidden behind the wall moments? Yes, it was. Selen kind of tells you where it is, but, like, at the same time, you kind of have to go wall lick yourself to find it. Yeah, I found these guys completely by accident. I didn't even have the build to use their shit. I didn't either. Like, I had no intelligence. I was like a fucking dumbass. Like, most of my stats were on, like, dexterity. But, you can find these motherfuckers. And they have such cool designs. They look so important. And it's like, oh, you can miss that side quest entirely. Selen marks a really rough location on your map. Yeah, she's just like, go here. And then you just show up and it's a cliffside. And you're like, what the fuck? Dark sub tip hit anything for secret. People got so mad at me when I played. They were like, you looked that up. I was like, my brother in Christ. Did you not see me hit every fucking wall on my way up here? I played it offline too, because I didn't want to get fucking like, I didn't have like PlayStation Plus. I still don't. So I didn't get like any messages from anybody. So I was just going through life going clang everywhere to see what I could open. And in Raya Lucaria, I was very often rewarded when I hit walls because there were a lot of loose rewards up there. But in this one, I was doing Selen's quest. And even with like her rough map, it was like, where the fuck are you? The staff, which is nowhere near his body, is a great staff for sorcery builds. That's the funny thing, right? You get, like, his head and you can get his gear later. But, not all of them have, like, weapons handy. You can find them, though. It's a great design, though, because it's, like, super chaotic, super off-putting, but at the same time, something about it is, like, really mysterious and cosmic. Because that's kind of, like, their vibe. The vibe of primeval glintstone sorcery is that, like, it's kind of like the Eldritch peer into the abyss until the abyss peers back at you type of vibe. Cosmic horror. A lot of Elden Ring, believe it or not, is cosmic horror. They're just not very upfront about it. Like, some of my favorite bosses, which Astel, which is one of my favorite bosses, but like I screamed the entire fight. That one's like Eldritch as shit. Super cosmic horror. So you're gonna see a lot of stuff like this in Elden Ring. Even in places like Caelid, where it's supposed to be more like, oh, death everywhere, there's some cosmic horror to it. Because if you talk to, like, specific people, you find out that, like, and then you go into, like, the Lake of Rot, but that's more of a Ronnie thing. You find out that, like, the reason why Rot is a thing is because of an outer god, which is a very common thing in Elden Ring. They're never going to explain it, like, ever, even if they do the Elden Ring movies, but, like, it's super Eldritch, so weird. Yeah, this one's in Caelid, by the way, but you have to go find him. Never gonna explain anything. We have to rely on, like, VaatiVidya, the wiki, and hunting down every fucking item in this game to know. But that's also what makes, FromSoft's such a fun time for me, and that's what makes these things so rewarding, because, like, even though the designers knew that Lusat is, like, a fucking corpse you find in a dungeon somewhere for, like, 2 seconds, they still put so much love and care into this design. And it still, like, fits the setting so well. It's so creepy. It's so off-putting. It's very much Elden Ring, and he looks so important. And you can miss the side quest entirely. Okay, more. Finger Maiden, Therolina. I don't remember you. Oh, wait, no, yes, I do. You were actually, like, okay, so... One of the characters that we're going to talk about today, which is Radahn, he actually has a pretty involved boss fight. And, like, the premise of the fight is that you go into, like, his castle, right? For the Festival of War or whatever. And this is actually one of the NPCs that you can meet there before the boss fight, and you can actually summon her in. So she's very Glupshito coded. She doesn't even have concept art. She's just wearing the Finger Maiden robes. Which is pretty cool. Finger Maidens also have, like, weird gold eyes. Milna has, like, one of them. And, like, very bloodstained, very, like, meh. She's one of Celivos's. Oh, yeah, yeah. She helps you fight Radahn later, a puppet. Yeah, the puppet thing is super fucking creepy. She's like the healer at the festival that you later find in Celivos' creep dungeon. The creep dungeon was insane. And the funny thing about Elden Ring is, like, the game is fucking gigantic, right? And you don't actually need to do Radahn's fight unless you want to advance on, like, Ranni's quest specifically. So I actually did do it. But then again, I'm insane and I did most of these things. But it's really funny that you can actually show up there and there's a bunch of people you can talk to, and then you can actually summon them in battle. Like, before Radahn charges at you, you can actually summon a bunch of Glupshitos. She's one of them. Creep dungeon, like, get it, right? It's like his goon cellar. It's disgusting. Finger Maiden who never met her tarnished. Might have been yours. She might have been ours, actually. She might have been ours, because, like, these characters have the express purpose of accompanying people like the tarnished, like your playable character, into trying to become Elden Lord. So some people theorize that Selvas turned her into a puppet, because puppets can move if Selvas tells them what to do, before she could meet you. But it's okay, because I got the hot ghost lady with the one close eye instead. Is it the same fight where the goodliest good Patches will assist you in fighting the boss, right? He will leave immediately, but yes. Required for Ranni's quest, but Ranni's quest is like half the content of the game. Yeah, if you're gonna do like the ending for Ranni, be prepared to nearly 100% the game, because a lot of Ranni's things require you to do a decent amount of bullshit. But yeah, Therolina doesn't have concept art, and she has just the Finger Maiden robes, which is actually the same robes that Hieta was wearing, I think. But these have hoods. It's a pretty design regardless, and it really does fit the world of Elden Ring. But it's too bad that, like, she probably was not our Finger Maiden, but, like, she could have been. Yeah. You can basically use Therolina to get an idea of what Finger Maidens are supposed to look like, which is just very simple, ritualistic robes, rope belts, a nice hood, and golden eyes. So they're very, very normal. They're very chill.
No, ours is heavily implied to be the maiden corpse in the very first room where we spawn.
Who the fuck killed her then? But thank you. The fuck is a Finger Maiden? It's an Elden Ring thing. They let you level up.
Radahn's boss fight is also required for the DLC.
Yeah, the DLC actually had a pretty high barrier of entry, but we'll talk about it when we get to Radahn himself. Var. Oh, for fuck's sake. He killed her, and then he was like, oh, no bitches! He knows you're maidenless. He literally comes out and he's like, oh, no bitches? You fucking killed my bitch. What do you mean? It was obviously Var. But it's okay because we found Melody instead, so we were good. The grafted scion that ganks you. I've seen people deadass fucking reset the game until they can beat it. I've seen people who are that fucking insane that try and beat the grafted scion. I was like, I kind of want to do it, but I'm not gonna waste like fucking 2 hours of stream time with like my fucking yee ass tarnish trying to beat this one thing when we have story to do. Hi! It has a pretty decent reward. No, the reward for it is decent, but like you can go back in and beat it later. That's the funny thing. I beat it like that. Dude, never underestimate. When I say Degen gaming hours, I usually mean like us people who like Souls games. And I say that as a compliment because like the most like fucking insane type of gamers ever are people who play Souls games. All right, more. Oh, I love Castellan Jaren. He was like Radahn's like aide. He has a really, really fun design because it's like Harlequin coded, but old man, if that makes sense. Like he has like a fucking sack over his head and like a really big scraggly sword. But he's also one of the most colorful characters in Elden Ring, which is funny. You don't expect a ton of color in the cast of Elden Ring because the game's color palette is very desaturated. But Jaren is like bright, bright. Let me show you what I mean in the concept art, because he has like a decent amount of detail. So Jaren is actually super fucking funny because it's very clearly like Radahn's old either advisor or castle jester or something that now presides over this festival of war. His job is basically to gather warriors and trying to see if he can find someone that can gank his boss. He's also a witch hunter, so he is tied to Selen's quest as well. Jaren loves Radahn. I feel so bad for him because he's been sitting there in his clown clothes for like forever. Because most people in the Lands Between, like, correct me if I'm wrong, most people in the Lands Between can't exactly die, can they? Like, they can live for a long ass time. This is actually Marika's fault. But yeah, he was a herald of sorts, so now he gathers warriors to go into the tournament. I love how colorful his design is, but at the same time, it makes me so sad. Because, like, look at him. His clothes have been, like, destroyed by time, incredibly tattered, worn down. Still very, very bright, mind you, but, like, frayed edges. Like, a bajillion wrinkles, giant beard. Like, he's barely armed anymore, but he's still doing it because... Oh, the codpiece. The codpiece. Because he knows that Radahn needs to die, so, like, that's why he's still, like, gathering people. It's a very fun design, especially to find in Caelid of all places, because Caelid is, like, yum. Caelid is, like, that one place that you go into, and the game will immediately let you know if you're supposed to be in there yet or not. Literally. Like, you know how, like, there's always, like... those, like, filters for people who have, like, no patience to go into levels that they shouldn't go into, even though Elden Ring is technically open world. Caelid is one of them. If you go into Caelid too soon, the game will let you know you're not supposed to be in there, because everything in there tries to gank you. But once you actually can make it to Jared, though, you'll very quickly notice that he has a very different vibe to most characters in the Elden Ring franchise, because he's still kind of jolly about it. He wants, like, Radahn to go out with, like, a bang. He gathers everybody, he celebrates, and he's, like, very just bright and, like, let's go, let's do it. But, like, in reality, it's kind of super sad because he needs to make sure that his boss is, like, you know, dead. Those dang birds and dogs. I think the birds ganked me first, yeah. Run there under level, then you will get ganked immediately. But there was, like, a really good exploit for gathering runes near there, actually, I think. I think it was in Dragon Barrow. There's, like, there was, like, this tower that can summon, like, one of those, like, giant metal orb sphere things. And if you timed it right with Torrent, you could dodge the orb, and the orb would, like, drive off a cliff and give you, like, 2,500 runes or more every fucking time. So I would go up, I would just reset the air. There was a set of grace right next to the tower. It was, like, a little watchtower, one of those, like, rises. And I would just keep doing that and farm runes like that. And I think they never patched it out. Meta exploiter here. Eh, baby! That good one, not the 150k dragon. The dragon was also exploitable. Yeah. That rune farm. I think the dragon got patched out. I spammed the orb that tries to roll on you and made it fall off a cliff. Yeah, I spammed that one too. That one's also close-ish to Caelid. But yeah, Jaren has a great design, and I just really like the optimism in spite of the situation, you know? Like, that he's trying his best, and that's why he has such bright clothes, even though they're, like, annihilated. You can still kill the dragon. Wait, they haven't patched that out. Elden Ring, what the fuck? It's an intentional feature. There is a glitch that lets you respawn it. I cannot fucking believe that. But it's such a good design. And again, it's funny because you only really need to get 2 great runes to beat the game. So you could miss this if technically speaking. You don't have to go into Caelid if you don't want to, but that's still there. And it's a great design regardless.
I have arrived. My
Hello.
first course of action, give Lily money.
Thank
Here
you.
you go.
That's really sweet. Thank you. All right. Okay. We need to talk about probably the most goated character in this game. This has been, bar none. If you have not played Elden Ring before, I would suggest you play Elden Ring just for this cocksucker, okay? Just for this boss fight. Because I have done this boss fight, like, twice in my life, because I played Elden Ring a little bit before I streamed it, and then I, like, gave up on it. But, if you're gonna play Elden Ring for anything, please play it for Radahn. I mean, your Tarnished is literally at, like, cock height, and I'm not joking. He has a horse. His name is Leonard. Look, I can't fucking... Wave, please insert just, like, a 2-second clip of Radahn fucking newing around the battlefield, because I cannot explain to people how fucking funny it is how Radahn moves around. Actually, could I show you? I can show you in Photoshop. So Radahn, like, you're expecting him to, like, gallop his horse into battle or, like, stomp around on it, right? No, Radahn moves like this. This is how Radahn moves around. The motherfucker! Like, apparently Radahn thing is gravity magic, right? Because he is the son of Radagon and Renala. Radahn... His legs are kind of gone. He got into a scuffle with Millennia and lost his sanity. And his legs have, like, rotted off. But he has a horse named Leonard that he still loves so much that he learned how to, like, use gravity magic so he could ride him. Without hurting him, okay? Radahn doesn't gallop. He doesn't run. He neumes. He neumes and he does it real well. Like... Radahn is also one of the most hardcore second phases in the entirety of Elden Ring. Like, aura farming. Aura farming is fuck, right? There was screaming the first time I did it. Like, just outright fucking... I don't even remember... Did I first try this one on stream? I don't think so, because, like, that fucking attack at the start of the second phase is, like, foul. Lore-wise, that is one of the best fights in Elden Ring. In fact, if you watched any of the cinematic trailers for the game before it came out, the moment that Millennia and Radahn's battle came to an absolute standstill is actually animated in full, absolutely gorgeous detail in that trailer. They give you no context for it. They explain nothing. And the next time you find Radahn, you, the player, is like 5,000 years later. Like this. Exactly like this. But I can't talk about his design without going a little bit more into his concept art, so let's see it. Yeah. So the first thing you're gonna notice about Radahn is that he's very large. He's very big, okay? Like, Radahn is one of those characters, those Souls bosses that's like, holy shit, gigantic. Like, the guy is designed to be huge. And the second thing you notice, if you pay attention to anything I've talked about character design-wise, is his shape language, which is incredibly fucking square. The dude is a brick wall. Okay? I was almost apprehensive to go up to this motherfucker and fucking doink him with my stupid katanas, because I was like, that's gonna do no damage, but guess what? He bleeds, and if he bleeds, we can kill it. Like... He has an incredibly fun design, that of, like, a Grand General that has basically been lost to lunacy, which is entirely his thing. The armor, which was probably at one point very, very shiny bronze or golden, is now stained, old, dirty, covered in, like, red sand. His red cape is completely tattered and destroyed. His horse, once a very noble steed, is now emaciated and for some reason still alive. His name is Leonard! His name is Leonard. He's doing his best. His back is covered in, like, the weapons of fallen warriors that tried to kill him and failed. He eats people, by the way. And for the most part, if he is not running at you with those phenomenal swords, gigantic swords, he will also be using that fat-ass bow on his back to yoink shit at you. He uses gravity magic, which you would not expect from someone that size. So his build is very, like, heavy. And it's a cool thing that the concept art doesn't show it, but his accent color, his attack color is actually purple. Which is great if you put it against the overwhelming amount of warm tones in this design. It's warm tones, but they're very desaturated, which just makes him look really, really sickly. And obviously, he needs to have, like, the red hair. He is Radagon's son, so, like, it needs to be insane. Insane, super, like, bright, all that jazz. And in fact, I think that, like, if you don't kill Radahn, you can't do the DLC for some reasons we'll get into later if we cover DLC characters. Like, there's so much shit going on with Radahn's design, but it's so badass. And, like, there's so much lore in it, too. It's actually one of the few fights where it's arguably better if you summon companions than if you don't. So Radahn's boss fight, the gimmick is that it's this festival of war, right? And the point of this festival is to kill him. Like, even Jaren will tell you as much. He will be like, I really hope that you can be the one to put him to rest because, holy shit, Radahn has been wandering the Caelid wilds, insane and consuming people for, like, thousands of years at this point. So the point is to kill him. And when you first start the fight, Radahn is not in your face. He's, like, actually running at you from a distance. So you have time to summon a bunch of people. You can summon Therolina, you can summon Blythe, you can actually summon Alexander the Warrior Jar, and you can also summon Patches. Wave, I need you to play the clip as I explain this. And if you summon everybody, right, as Radahn gets closer to you and starts fucking yeeting spears of fucking gravity magic at you, it just says, Patches has left the battle. He saw what we were up against, went, no, and left immediately. And honestly, can you blame him? Can you fucking blame him? Because, like, tell me you see this fucking giant hulking man running at you and you don't immediately dib. For reference, I think your Tarnish hits up about to his knee. Okay? He's not a small dude. This is a demigod. Patches will be like, oh, hell no. Patches saw what was about to happen. Se persinó y se le bajó la opacidad. He left. Like, he was just like, I am leaving this universe, all right? But I do think that, like, Radahn's boss fight is worth doing. If you've never played Elden Ring, do it just for this boss fight. The aura farming is insane. The music is beautiful. The character design is spectacular. The lore is actually brilliantly funny, especially when it comes to, like, the horse. And he has a really, really big role to play in most of the game, which is why it's really funny that, like, he's not an obligatory boss. He's actually not. You're not, like, you can avoid them if you want to, but, like, if you want to learn everything you can about the DLC, and if you want to do Ranni's ending, you need to kill him. He was, like, ground zero for, like, the rot nuke that changed Caelid permanently. Yep. Worst part is, Patches adds to the HP buff even when he runs away. I know! This is fun fact. There's actually something that Elden Ring had. I think that it was a Perlin thing. Like, if you summon people in Elden Ring, the boss gets more HP because otherwise it would be wildly unfair. Patches goes in, adds to Radahn's health bar, and then leaves. And that health bar stays the same because he's a dipshit. Like,
Jaren is straight up a Lance Connect.
Yeah, I know. I love him. Thank you. You barely go up to his shins. Yeah, Radahn is big. Yeah, the reason why Ranni's fate is, like, fucking in stasis is because that stupid horse.
Starscourge Radahn, the Red Lion. Son of King Radagon and trained by King Godfrey. He mastered gravity magic and locked the stars themselves in place.
Yep, why? So he could ride his horse.
Legend.
Yep. Thank you.
I have a Radahn Festival t-shirt I wear around, which looks like a normie sports t-shirt.
Oh, I love that,
though. People who know always love it.
Wasn't this the cosplay? Who did that? Kai Cenat? Like, when he beat Elden Ring, he was wearing a cosplay of Radahn, which was pretty dope.
He drifts that horse like he's in Tokyo.
Yes! Like, the way he moves just new. Like, it doesn't run. It looks like it's glitched the fuck out, but no, that's on purpose. Like, watching Radahn move across the battlefield, and it's even funnier when he disappears.
Late response, but I find it funny how Elden Ring would be how medieval people would see aliens in space.
Absolutely.
Even the DLC has it explaining the Big Bang.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's great. Thank you. It's so fucking funny, though. Like, he moves so fucking funny. It's so great.
But Lily, eating people is one thing. What does Radahn the Starscourge drink to keep himself energized?
Gamer subs! Radahn drinks gamer subs because he's a G, because that's what gives him the gravity magic. It's all powered by Lean Mama. Go get yours. Use code GameAsian for 10% off your order. The first time I actually fought him, I think that, like, when I saw him, like, Numir on the field, I lost my shit. And I made it to, like, phase 2 after about 2 attempts. And this was before I even, like, streamed it. And the meteor caught me so off guard.
Radahn is one of the few living beings in the lore who is innocent,
quote unquote,
considering the actions of every other character. Man just liked throwing hands. He just had a weird family.
A really weird family, including the femboy half-brother that wanted to marry him.
Radahnn's feet are gone from dragging them around.
Yeah, like, he doesn't have feet anymore. I think they rotted off, too. It's insane. The fucking meteor bit caught me off guard so bad. I was like, oh, that's so cool, but then it killed me immediately, you know? Innocuous Mushroom, thanks so much for the sub. Thank you. Weird family's an understatement. Well, it's gods. The incest is, like, guaranteed. This is one of the most inspired bosses of the series. They cooked so hard with Radahn in the FromSoft fucking... whatever they use for fucking designing characters and actually making their stories. I have a feeling that George R.R. Martin was very involved when it came to Radahn as a character, because he has a decent amount of lore, compared to other demigods, like... And again, one of the first trailers you see of Elden Ring is him fighting Millennia. Like, it is full fucking power, by the way. I'm gonna pull up the trailer so you guys can see, like, what Radahn actually was supposed to look like in his prime. We get something similar to that in the DLC, but it's a different design, so I want to see if I can't find it. It was one of, like, the first few trailers they show, and it was the thing that sold me on the game immediately. I saw Millennia and I fell in love. The gravity magic extension to his sword is also really cool. It's fucking amazing, yeah. That trailer goes hard. That trailer went so fucking hard that I decided to buy Elden Ring immediately. I'm gonna mute it because it's likely gonna get DMCA'd otherwise, but, like...
An age ago.
Yeah, George R.R. Martin writing the fucking lore for this was insane. But I want you guys to see what Radahn looked like when he was in his prime.
Can you imagine how powerful it would be if Radahn acted as Golchi's trainer? Also, I love seeing Uma Leonard art.
I like Leonard. Okay. So this trailer not only introduced Radahn, they actually introduced Ranni as well. And people saw her in this. And they lost it. They were like, waifus in Elden Ring in a FromSoft game? What the fuck? Yup.
The Rune of Death.
The theory crafting started really early on with Elden Ring because of the trailer.
And the demigods began to fall.
Yep, death. It was a stunning trailer.
Golden.
Who died in soul but not in body. Welcome to fucking
was driven to the brink.
Living death forever. And all of this is narrated by Ranni too, I think.
The shattering ensued, a war that wrought only darkness.
It was such a cool trailer.
The Elden Ring was broken. But by whom?
Mom.
And why?
The big giant fuck all tree that's always there in the fucking periphery, yeah. Well, you could see why so many people were hyped about this game, right? Like, we saw this shit and we lost our minds. Like,
What could the demigods ever hope to win by
it was
force?
insane. Whoa. Okay, so this is what Radan looked like in his prime. Motherfucker is the size of a boulder, okay? And that is not his cock, chat. That is his horse. That is Leonard, but that is Leonard before his feet got rotted away, okay? Like, the dude is fucking ginormous. That was back when his armor was really shiny, it was really clean, his cape was like really nice and not tattered. The hair was not a wild mess, it was actually really sleek and shiny. Let's watch this because you can actually see more details on the character, with Millennia too. It went so stupid hard for no good reason. Look at him, look at him, look at him, look at him. Look at this motherfucker, look at this cocksucker. Like,
The conqueror of the stars, General Radar.
this was such an insane, like, cinematic for me that I was like, I require this game in my veins immediately. It was so cool. Now, we fight the insane version of him after the Scarlet Rot happened, but I just really want to show you guys how this dude moves. Like, the insane amount of weight behind this character, and then you have Millennia, who's very, like, light and very athletic, and you see how well the weight plays into the animation and the character's design. Like, Radan is a square, that you are not moving that shit at all. And it shows in his moveset as well. The swords are super fucking heavy. It's such a big part of the character's design that I'm really, really glad it's still in the concept art. Because the motherfucker is large. Okay? Look at that. Gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. No one won this fight, by the way. If you play the DLC, Millennia actually says something to him here.
But there would be no victor.
Beautiful. An absolutely stunning bit of animation that kind of completely shows what Radan was like, and Millennia as well.
And so, we inhabit a fractured world.
Yeah, the first rot nuke ever, here. And here she is, wife. This fucking set the theory crafters off something awful, by the
Unless,
way.
of course, thou shouldst take the crown.
Absolutely insane. I feel like it's always worth watching that trailer if you've never had anything to do with Elden Ring before. Because it kind of just really sets the tone of the game, if that makes sense. But yeah, you guys could see how Radan was in action, and they really captured that weight in the initial concept art for him. Because, yeah, a big chunk of this character design relies on him being so big and so square. Shape language isn't just about picking a shape that symbolizes something, it's also about weight and movement. Because a lot of the times, whether it be for writing, for animation, for comics, for even just illustrations, you need to be able to show weight and how a character would do certain things in this stuff. It's very, very useful. Never really got what the double face was with Rani. Oh, that's because her soul is detaching from her doll. It's because it's so old. But then we all thought he would be mean like Radan, but turns out he's a huntsboy at heart. He's a good boy! Alright, more. I just felt like it was, like, necessary to talk about Radan for a hot minute, because he's literally one of, like, the most important characters in this game. Okay, the Beast Clergyman. Now, this one is actually really interesting, because you can actually encounter him pretty early on if you get, like, I think you get transported somewhere here because of, patches, I think. You could actually end up in Caelid. But his thing is that he has something to do with, what was his name? The douchebag with the double M. It was like D, with D. So, this character is actually someone who shows up really early in game, but he has a bit of a gimmick to him that he will show up much, much later if you finish his quest. It's a pretty dope design, but you don't see a ton of his face. Like, Beast Clergyman, he gives you some really cool abilities, mind you. And his thing is that, like, much like everybody in Elden Ring, this dude looks like he hasn't done laundry in 1,000 years. Like, we don't wash our clothes in Elden Ring, okay? It's, like, tattered, destroyed, super dirty. Like, have you guys ever had... Well, if you're a man in the chat, you've done this. Have you guys ever had, like, that one t-shirt that you've had for like a decade. That you've watched it so many times that it's like threadbare, but you still refuse to throw it out. Yeah, that t-shirt, that's literally the wardrobe choices for most of the characters in Elden Ring. And yeah, I see you guys saying, yes, don't worry, I'm not shaming you. Every fucking man I know has done this. Several. Chat. Okay, I'm not even gonna fucking like raise my eyebrows at the men habits of never fucking getting new clothes ever, but like, yeah, that's basically every character in Elden Ring. No one changes their clothes. They've been wearing the same, like, fucking dirty-ass rag for, like, a bajillion reasons. Oh, okay, like 12. 12 is too many, okay? Okay, let me show you guys this concept. We can talk about the design in a bit more detail. Now, usually you see him hunched over and, like, kind of like, huh. So you can tell that he's kind of, like, Beastman coated. He does have, I think, like, the furry feet and shit. But, again, it's rags. Destroyed hands with like big claws, big meaty claws. A lot of like tied knots and things on his person. Shaped language is also very square, but you can't really get a grasp on like his weight and posture from this bit of concept art. It's just like the outfit by itself. And again, annihilated. He is actually in Dragon Barrow, which is a part of Caelid. That's not exactly Caelid. It's in there, but it's not. Grang standing is so cursed. I know! Like, Grang standing, I hate it because I'm very used to him being, like, hunched over all, like, fucking furry and shit. Like, this is how he usually looks like. Like, he's usually, like, on his fucking, like, hands and knees fucking being beastman-y and gross. And, this is a boss, by the way. He can't attack you. But usually you just give him death root and he eats it. Yeah, he has like Yoda poster most of the time, and you don't really see his face much until much later. It's fun that when you go back to him to learn magic, he suddenly goes berserker and ganks your ass. Yeah, about that. If he consumes too much death root, that does happen, but like, you can just calm him down. I think I did that whole bit while screaming, and he ganked me like twice, but then I did it. Yeah, after even like 4 or 5 death roots, you go back in to be like, teach me more beast magic, and it's just like, it's really, really aggressive, but it's so fun though. You just have to bonk him and then he'll be fine. Dragon Barrow is that like bad neighborhood that you never want to go into unless you absolutely have to. Yeah, Dragon Barrow, again, another area that you can kind of stumble into by accident and just immediately die. And this is one of the things that I think that this is completely optional as well, isn't it? You don't have to do this quest. You will meet him again eventually, but if you don't do the quest, you won't really recognize him, if that makes sense. A lot of Elden Ring is just like this, though. But again, I have to really appreciate it. I have to really hand it to the design team and to George R.R. Martin, because we will never finish A Song of Ice and Fire, ever. We have to procrastinate with whatever we can, for putting so much care and thought into every aspect of this game, even the stuff that it's completely optional. I love it, personally. The statue outside his house. Oh, you mean the gargoyle? Yeah. It's really for like magic, like the dragon magic, the beast magic. Yeah, I never used it, but I had some of the incantations. Like, if you do the entire quest, is dialogue changes when you see it in like game. Yeah, that's the thing. Elden Ring really does reward you for completion with dialogue changes and things, so it is worth doing all of it. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to convince anybody to start Elden Ring if you've never played it before, but I will tell you this. Don't let it be your first Souls game if you want to play the other ones. Because I've had friends tell me that they breezed through other Souls games. Like, I started with the Demon Souls remake, and I really liked it, and then I did Elden Ring, and then I think if I play Dark Souls, I'm really not gonna have a hard time, because Elden Ring sets such a fucking high bar, like... Like, I will say, and I think Kobe agrees with me because he actually fucking beat this game way before I did. If you want to play other Souls games, like ever, don't play Elden Ring first, because Elden Ring actually perfected the formula. Miyazaki says it's still not perfect, and he still wants to make an even bigger, better, badder Souls game, and I'm like, yeah, sure, but this is, to me, the perfected version of a Souls game, so yeah, don't play it first if you want to learn the rest of, play the rest of the franchises. It's as perfect as it gets so far, so if you beat this and then you want to play, like, the Dark Souls games, you're gonna breeze through them. Some Souls games had jank that was as difficult as well. yeah, I've heard. I've actually heard, because, yeah, I played many Souls-like at this point. But much like playing 9 Souls before playing Hollow Knight, I was forged through fire and fur, and if you give me Dark Souls now, I don't think it would give me such a hard time. Right, more. That perfectionism is going to destroy us all one day. But didn't it give us this amazing game, though? Okay. Okay. First of all, Nihil. Mog has such amazing lore, such a cool design, and to many people's detriment, if you want to play the DLC, you have to beat him. And a lot of people skip over this bit for obvious reasons. It's a very, very hard boss. It took me like 13 tries. It took me like almost 2 hours to even nail it down. He beat the allegations. He beat the allegations! My boy beat the allegations! We'll talk about them in a second. I remember perfectly, though, because I had friends like Meg, like King Meg, was telling me, like, Lily, what the fuck? And I was like, what? And he was like, I want to do the Shadow of the Erdtree, but I can't. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, you have to beat Mog. And I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I did everything. Get good. Like... yeah. There's a crystal tier that you can actually use to, like, mitigate Nihil. I had it. I didn't use it. And the entirety of the chat was screaming at me to get it. And my friends were like, no, chat, don't tell her, it's funnier. Thankfully, when I was getting my ass handed to me by this cocksucker, I wasn't looking at chat because if I'm fighting a boss in a Souls game, I don't make it a habit to look at chat for obvious reasons because that's the easiest way to get fucking stabbed. And yeah, I had the tier. I just never used it. But Mog has a really cool design because Mog actually goes hand in hand with, I think, Margot. This is the second of the Omen twins. He is a great rune wielder. He is a demigod. His thing is that, like, he worships a god of blood, or goddess. I'm not entirely sure what. And his other thing is that he's obsessed with Mikola. Like, obsessed with Mikola. He beat the allegations of, like, he kidnapped Mikola from the Halig tree, and just fucking, like, tried to wake him up by giving him, like, blood and blood and blood and blood. But apparently, Mikola might have done that on purpose, so... The formless mother, wasn't it? Yeah, there's a lot of outer gods in Elden Ring. Now, this dude had an insane amount of aura. You could find him underground, in one of, like, the sealed cities, I think. Very, very cosmic core, yeah. And I love his design because, like, he's, like, a kind of, like, really gnarly looking dude. He's an omen, which is a type of being in the Elden Ring universe, which is covered with horns and protrusions. They're very monster-like. They used to be considered divine, but then when Marika came along and the Golden Order came in, they were like, ew, no. So Mog, unlike his brother, who accepted the teachings of gold, was like, nah, fam. I do think he has a concept art, so we can talk about the design a little bit more in detail. But you can see here that, like, the dude's deal is aura farming. It's aura farming and blood. Meow. He has 2 bits of concept art, actually, so let's see this first one. So, tell me that isn't the most fucking badass shit you've ever seen. Now, unlike most characters in Elden Ring, Mog does his laundry. Because, his robes are pretty clean, believe it or not. They're not very tattered. They're a bit bloody on the hems, because when you're stepping on puddles of blood constantly, well, yeah, that's gonna happen. They're still very neat. There's so much detail and insanely good use of color here, because, again, his thing is blood, so not having bright red on this design would be a disservice to the character's whole fucking deal. I really like the silhouette, though. Again, very square, very big, but unlike Ravan, there is an elegance to this character. A sense of, like, refinement to it, despite the very monstrous nature. Like, the insane amount of horns coming out of his face, his eye, like, the really, really weird teeth. He's very poised, if that makes sense. A bit hunched over because of his anatomy, but very poised. I also love the gold detailing everywhere on his outfit, because it looks like cathedral windows. Like, this is gothic cathedral level decorations on this character. I pray for the sanity and the hand of whoever drew this, because ow, this is a ridiculous level of detail. And you can see it on the back, right? That just forms a triangle on the back and just kind of meets on the middle. It's a stunning bit of artwork. Even all the little red accents are there. Like, the use of color is beautiful. And you can tell very clearly when you're fighting the boss. This is a very, like, refined person. Like, he's kind of a savage, obviously, for obvious reasons, but, like, the vibe is insanely cool. The thing with Mog is him not looking like Margit's twin. No, when Margit looks like genuinely, like, hobo-coded, right? Margit is, like, very worn down rose, very tattered, like, kind of super duper gross looking, will protect the Erdtree with their dying breath. Mog kind of gave up on that, and Mog was like, I'm not gonna fucking hobo-core it up. I'm gonna go worship the fucking Formless Mother and get myself some bussy, okay? Although the bussy came to him. The bussy actually needed him. And this boss was incredibly fun, and I was actually really happy to have beat it, even though it took me a hot minute. And I did it without the fucking tear, because I didn't know. The drip is immaculate. The detail work here is insane. Shape language is beautiful. And you can just really get, like, the presence of the motherfucker just from this piece of artwork alone. But he has another bit of concept art, too. Let's see it. If you thought this was cool, wait, he gets even cooler. Hey, baby! Look at that shit. Look at that fucking shit and tell me you don't want to fight this cocksucker immediately. Look at that fucking bullshit. He has wings, okay, chat? And they're like wings that seem to be almost made out of like very wispy, dusty feathers. The wings themselves have horns on them. And you can actually see his weird trident that looks like a big candlestick. Which is like very intricately carved metal. There is Gothic architecture everywhere on this fucking bitch's design. And it's so interesting to see. If you guys don't know this about Gothic architecture, it was designed to inspire absolute awe and fear in you. And one of their main cornerstones for Gothic architecture is called the Pointed Arch. And the Pointed Arch is actually present in this weapon as it being the trident. Here, it starts a little bit off the hilt of the thing, and then it goes down into the blades. And it has those like very, very like angular protrusions that's very common in a lot of Gothic churches. And he also has stained glass window-like decorations on the stole around his shoulders. He has the pointed arches on the pauldron on his shoulder as well, and things that look like stained glass windows. It was very fascinating to see them take so much from Catholic church architecture, from the Gothic architecture, to actually build this character. And then if you add the wings, it's positively demonic in the most badass way possible. Like, I was fighting this dude, and I was screaming, but I was also genuinely marveling at how well designed it was, because it was like, holy shit, that's so cool. Like, the shapes, the materials, the colors, every element is placed together with the utmost care and love. And this is for a fucking boss that's optional! But when I say that, like, there was, like, a great filter to play the DLC, yeah, this is it. This is your filter to play the DLC. People complained about how difficult Shadow of the Erdtree was. It's like, motherfucker, if you beat Mog, you will know what you're getting into. It's not an easy fight. Mog moment. Yeah, Mog is a lot, and the design is fucking phenomenal, and it was just such a fun fight, even though it just hard. He's a weaponized Gothic cathedral. I think it's a great design aesthetic that it's kind of tricky to use because it's very intricate, but most good Gothic design is actually just repetition. He's slow with a lot of wind up to catch off guard. Oh, yeah, he's a delayed swinger. Yeah, that there's a lot of those in Elden Ring.
I mean, does it really count as beat the allegations if your target Tuno reversed it back onto you?
I mean, he certainly did. Mikola got him fucking by the balls. Seriously, thank you.
Ah, yes, the second Satan of this game.
Yep.
Mocks everyone even when charmed by a femboy.
Yep.
And the few people to accept anyone into his order, even tarnished.
Oh yeah, he's very picky. Yeah, the lot of wind up, the like delayed swings fucking got me so many times when I was fucking beating him.
You really got me wanting to play again.
And you should. There's people who have played Elden Rings like fucking 7 times and haven't found anything. Everything. Thank you. Yeah, I beat Shadow of the Erdtree too. Like, Mog is the easiest fight you will do in that DLC. He is literally like the filter, okay? Because if you can't beat Mog, Shadow of the Erdtree is going to wipe the floor with you. It's just not designed as an easy DLC. Shadow of the Erdtree is designed for people who have beat Elden Ring at least once, I think. I never even finished my first playthrough. You should. You should, you know? Yeah, I would join the Blood Order just because his design is so baller. Yeah, but like if you've never played Elden Ring, I think that like if you want to play the DLC, be war, but you have to face this. Relana is the best and most terrifying in the DLC fight me. Relana was actually a beautiful fight, yeah. I don't know if we're gonna tackle DLC today. That might be for another day because there were a lot of characters in Shadow of the Erdtree. But yeah, that was Mog. More. Hardest boss fight when you fight him and the easiest boss fight from that point forward. If you do the DLC, yes. Alright, Shabriri, I think he's using someone else's body at this point. So, I don't know if you guys remember Mushroom Man from the start of the game. You will find this dude again in the snowfields. Like, if after you pass through the Atlas Plateau and, like, through that whole dungeon. It's Yura's body, but you will notice that the body language has changed significantly. This guy will actually try and goad you into getting the worst ending in Elden Ring, fun fact. And Millennia's like, don't fucking listen to him, please. Not, like, Melena's like, please don't listen to him. Like, at this point in Elden Ring, it is very close to endgame. Usually when you hit the fucking, the snowfields, you're either headed to the end of the game or headed at least towards the Halig Tree, towards Millennia. So most of, like, the very heavy-duty side content you will do in this area of the game. And Shabriri is literally just there to fuck with you. And can I say something about the snowfields? It's the worst area in the game, because it's full of recycled enemies for, like, no good reason. Like, at this point, we ran out of ideas. There's like 2 new enemies in that bit, and that's it. At this point, we ran out of ideas. Was it fun? Absolutely. And I actually did go get everything I needed to get to that stupid tree because I wanted to do Millennia's fight. But it took forever, you know? Why are there crabs in the snowfields? Me. Literally me. And like the Caelid dogs and crows are in there too. It's just a recolored version. The fire giant was dope, though. You can get rivers of blood in this area. Oh, yeah, I got it. I didn't use it. But yeah, Shabriri is using Yura's body. His body language is different, though, so he just looks like... He just covers his eyes and tells you to, like, hey, don't burn up Melina. Destroy the world instead. It's like, no. Fuck off, you know? That's the dig I had to throw at that bitch. It's another character, so he doesn't have much, so... Oh, can we talk about this one, please? This one made me sad. Aureliette was actually like a really, really cute character. You see these jellyfish spirits actually everywhere in Elden Ring. And if I recall correctly, this one had a cute little side quest that made you want to cry. It was very, very sad. But I actually really like the design of the spirit jellies. They're usually pretty harmless. Like, a spirit jelly is not going to do anything to you unless you attack it, then they will turn red and go for you. But they're basically like a moon jellyfish with longer tentacles. Moon jellies, in reality, don't have really big tentacles. And I think they're one of the few jellyfish species that you can touch without being horrifically stung. Most aquariums keep them and in round tanks because they get stuck in corners. But Aureliette, I think the vibe was to reunite her with her sister, if I'm not mistaken. It was so sad. They get to see the stars together in the end. I know! Cue me fucking crying. Like, I was gonna include it. It's a fucking jellyfish. Yeah, but, like, the quest is really cute. And these are actually one of the few enemies in the game that are just not hostile to you. They're like the souls of dead children in Elden Ring. Yeah, it's really sad. That's why they don't gank you unless you fucking attack them first. Yeah, you can summon them. You can summon them. Her sister's name, Aurelia, is actually the scientific genus name for moon jellies. Moon jellies are the cutest thing. So yeah, I actually really like what they did with this design because it's very simple, but it gets the point across. And, yeah, gross. Like, this is the concept art of the jellies. Some of them were, like, infected by, like, this gross thing, and those were always hostile, but the blue ones were usually chill. I would like to pet them. You can pet the blue ones. Yeah, the jellyfish summon is actually given to you by Roderica, like at the start of the game. It's like the first one you get. What the fuck? I've never seen this. Art book! Kind of looks like they're all... I think it is. I think it is. And again, you really have to fucking sniff that map if you want to get all of that shit, mama. I did it, but like it took me like 6 months, so... Keep in mind, you're in for a 100+ hour playthrough if you're gonna do the entirety of the Elden Ring map. But it's so worth it, though! Okay. Philia, Towering Little Sister, is actually the end of the Albinauric quest. You can actually find her in the snowfields. She is just a really, really, really big Albinauric who is asleep. I think that if you get her, what was her name? Yeah, big woman asleep. She never wakes up. But yeah, she's very large. You need another Albinauric with you, the summon. To actually like finish this quest, and she just goes to her and says like she's a new type of Albinauric, she's gonna wake up eventually and she's gonna like bring salvation to us all, something like that. But she just looks a lot like Latena. Yeah, just really, really tall. The beautiful engraved corset, the gorgeous chainmail, the robes, but she has the same design as Latena, so it's like very, very chill, if that makes sense. Not a really difficult one. The main thing that she has different is the size. Yeah, it's a very scaled up version of the model, yes. I use that summon all the time. I'm not a summon person, so I didn't really use them often, but I did have them. How many Game of the Year games is Shadow Hearts VA in? 3? Oh, if you fucking her name is Jennifer Hale, right? If you hire Jennifer Hale to voice in your game, it's getting a Game of the Year nomination for sure. Or outright. Okay. Remember that fucking hunched over cocksucker from before? Yeah, this is him. Yes, would. Jennifer English. Hold on, where's my triangle? I need it for the dog. Oh yeah, English. Sorry. I always get confused with VA names. Phase 2 Grong. Yeah, so hold on, let me get my triangle. I need it. Like you gave me a lot of trouble. Oh, me too, but I loved it. Yes! So, remember Blythe and how he's like Rani's like attendant? This is Marika's. This is the dog that Marika got when she became Empyrean. Now, Malekith is not an optional boss fight. You actually do have to fight this bitch. If you met him as Grong, as like the beast cleric Grong, he will recognize you. And he's gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing here? Now, his design is vastly, vastly different to the Dog Murder Hobo. This is actually a lot more elegant. Way more armored and a lot more agile. He actually has 2 bits of concept art that I want to show you guys so we can like talk about the design a little bit more in detail. First of all, look at that. The Dog of Death. Now, in-game, his sword lights up with almost like magma, but in his concept art, I mainly want to show like the armor on him, which is very much scaled black armor with a gold trim. It's funny because he has the Death Blight colors on him. Like, he has that color scheme. But this is actually Marika's Faded Shadow, I believe that's what it's called. She gave him the Rune of Death to look after, and he still has it, but we need it, so... We've kind of killed the dog and got it back. There is an insane amount of detail in the concept art for these characters, yes, because all of this is, like, hand-painted. Very elegant, but feral. Yeah. This is actually the most elevated version of the character you have, and this is one of, like, the hardest boss fights in the game, I think. I like it, though, because it's very animalistic while still retaining a very much warrior sense of pride. Like, the engraving on the armor, the sword, the wild flowing hair, even the cape, all of it is just very gold. But there is a sense of darkness in it because, again, he guards the Rune of Death, so it makes sense that he has Deathblight colors. Deathblight colors in Elden Ring are black and gold. That is the stat effect that insta-kills you if the bar fills up. But his fight is actually really fun, and it shows off how, like, agile the character is. But you can see that, like, his thing is speed just by how he is gestured, by, like, the body language, and by the intensity in the silhouette, which is very triangular, very pointy. There's a really, really good sense of flow to the whole thing. And that's kind of like the vibe that he gets off. He's very fast. Like, you wouldn't think to see the fucker, but like he's very quick. And he has another bit of concept art, actually. Which is his hands and his cape, right? So he has like some insane jewelry here. Like, absolutely fucking baller. And then his cape, which is tattered and torn, but not as bad as other characters in the game. And it has, like, his dagger, his sword in gold, covered in, like, leaves. It's very, very beautiful and very elegant. And despite how much trouble the fight gave me, still would. Because it's so cool. This is like what would happen to Blythe if he was, like, completely listening to, like, the greater will, and if he gets any bigger. Because unlike Blythe, Malekith is actually huge, like much bigger than Wolfboy. Like, Blythe is like human-sized right now, but after enough time and enough power, he would get to be about this size. Garang is also important for the Golden Order, but you can tell from his design. No. They actually were really, really clever at hiding that. When you find him up here, he takes off the fucking cloak and he's like, oh, baby. And I was just like, oh shit, what is this design? And again, it doesn't show in the concept art, but like the blade is usually like dripping with like red. I don't know if it's like magma or some form of magic, because he does have magic, but it was pretty baller. And you actually find him, I think, in Farum Azula. He's not on the main map. You have to go past the snowfields and into like the giant fucking flame cauldron, and do something, and then you end up here, and it's a fucking vibe and a half, okay? Like, it's super fun. But that's why I literally did all of the side content in the game before I even got up here. Because, yeah, it's a lot. This is like one of the last big story beats in the game. The abstract concept of death in physical form. Still wood. Yeah, we go into the floating dragon ruins and we do a bunch of shit and then we end up here. It's a great design though, super agile, super fun. I actually really like how they made it a little bit more of a cool tone silver for his fur in-game, because it contrasts very nicely against the warm tones in his armor. The concept art doesn't show that because they did that all in warm tones, but in the actual in-game like cutscenes, his fur is very silver. This one's almost like tinged with gold, which is very nice, very pretty, but I think that like the contrast of the silver works a lot better to showcase that armor.
Found in the dragon ruins outside of time. Don't know how he got there, or how Marika sent him there.
I don't even know
but
how the fuck he ended up there yet.
training.
I think that Marika sent him up there, I believe. Yeah, thank you. And 1.0, his blade was purple instead of red. Oh, really? I mean, both colors work pretty well, though, to be fair. But yeah, this is one of the last things you can do in Elden Ring. Alright, more. Duty bound? Oh, yeah. Alright. Okay. Morgott is another one of the unskippable, okay? Unskippable. Absolutely 1,000,000,000% obligatory boss fights in Elden Ring. And let me tell you that when I saw him, did I lose my shit, okay? Because you actually fight him a few times through the game, but it's not really him, it's like illusions. So when he actually fucking steps up right before you can go into the tree and gives you shit, it's like, oh fuck, you know? Like, again, unlike his brother, who's very like elegantly dressed and has like a very air of decorum about him, Morgott is like nasty. Like, nasty. I'm sorry. Like, he's so fucking gnarly. We've already seen his concept art before because he showed up at the very, very beginning of the game, but I want to talk about his weapons, mainly. Because at this point, he has the sword of, like, artifacting.com.org. I don't even know what that shit's made out of. This is an acid sword. This is pure LSD. And the light hammer. It's an insane fight. And it's actually really sad because after you beat him, his body, instead of staying an omen, it actually becomes like a normal human. So it's almost like the Golden Order recognized his efforts to protect the tree and finally granted him divinity. But it's like, oh, fuck you. You waited till he was dead to do it, you bitch. Why couldn't you fucking, like, get rid of his omenship now? Like, The Catholic Guild Sword. Yeah. Again, the design is goated, but like I mainly want to show you guys because of the weapons, because they are actually different. He's nasty, though. Very nasty. The sword has like cursed omen blood. It looks like oil slick, yeah. If only his dad had showed up like one day earlier. Yeah, his dad that came in to fucking end my entire existence, yeah. Gives him, yeah, he was finally given grace. He was finally given grace and an cursed body, and he was like dead. Skeletalized remains. Like literally, I fucking skewered him over and threw like a fucking like kebab, and then he was fine. It's like, oh fuck you, Golden Order. Like the Greater Will is fucking dicks. Yeah, the most devoted son of them all. Every other demigod left and started fighting amongst themselves. Fun fact, the area where Morgoth is actually in has a throne for every demigod. I think I broke all of them when I was fighting him, but everyone was supposed to, like, sit there and wait for, like, Marika to come out of, like, the tree and, like, give them counsel and shit, but when the Elden Ring was shattered, everybody dipped, except for him. He stayed to protect his mother, which is kind of sad. Mama's boy. I think that, like, Morgoth was him and Marika's first children or second? Whenever Marika has twins, they're born fucked. Like Godwyn was they were the first shit. Godwyn was like a single fucking one baby at a time. Perfect baby, perfect golden baby, no curse. This one was like bit. Yeah, I think that these were the first kids that she had, but she hit them. After Godwyn and Mesmer. Yeah, twins with Mog, cursed. And then Malenia and Mikula, cursed. Mog and Margaret were the second children after Mesmer and Melina, but as far as the base game is concerned, they're her firstborns. Yeah. They don't really go into clear about that, but she kept them hidden because at this point, omens were considered, like, icky, you know? But great design overall. Okay. The scream I screamed when I first saw this motherfucker. So, Godfrey is actually tarnished, just like you. And you actually see him a bunch in-game. They talk about him a fuck ton. How he was Marika's first husband, the first Elden Lord. And the cool thing about him is that he has very barbarian vibes. Like, insane barbarian vibes. Like, the dude is gigantic, he's, like, half naked, he has, like, a very, like, cool set of armor, very ancient, giant battle axe. The scream I screamed when I was like, oh, I actually have to fight him. I should have expected it, but no. He is a stand user. Fun fact, that lion is holding him back. Once the lion comes off, the second phase starts, and he will hand your ass back to you in about 50,000 different ways. Also, fun fact, before I went to beat him, I actually, like, I had been hoarding my entire playthrough, all the Newman runes, all the runes I'd collected in the field, all the heroes runes. I popped all of them. I think wait, no, I popped them after this. Before I could go into the tree, and right after I popped this, I was like, I have so many runes, I might as well use them. And I popped like fucking like 3 million. That's a big axe. Oh, yeah. But he does have concept work, so we can talk about the design of it in a bit more detail. I just want to see you guys see him in game. Okay, so fucking daddy, like I love him. Okay. This design is incredibly baller for many, many reasons, and it's not even about the fucking giant lion he has on his back, although in-game it's more of like a spirit. I like his vibe because he's huge. Not only is he huge, he has like this very like, you know in anime how there's like wise old men that could absolutely kick your ass if they wanted to? He wants to. He's like, oh, I heard you're coming for my wife. All right, let's dispute that. Why don't I get to be Elden Lord still? So it's one of the very last people you fight in the actual main story, and the design is just fucking spectacular. He doesn't have the same, like, grandiose, like, tree-themed armor that most people have when they're related to Marika. In fact, his is very much barbarian-coded. It's very tarnished. There's a lot of fur. There's a lot of, like, torn fabric, and his main color is actually blue. Which is funny because Marika wears a very dark blue dress with golden details. but his is like a lighter blue, and most of his motifs are done in silver. I'm pretty sure that the reason they picked silver for his design is to kind of like emulate the loss of grace that the Tarnished had, because his eyes are gray, fun fact. And they put so much thought into this thing as to how the lion worked, how it was like on his person. It's actually holding him back, as opposed to like letting him do this full power. It's really funny though, because his arms are a little bit short in this concept art, but it's okay. The giant axe is a vibe. The engraved metal is beautiful. It's one of like the more like hype battles in Elden Ring, because it's a battle that you should have expected, but you didn't. Because like the way that they referred to this bitch was entirely in like past tense of like, oh, he was the first Elden Lord. Oh, he got cast out. Oh, he's not around anymore. And then you turn around before you go into the tree to like greet your brand new fucking goddess MILF or Brani, depending on your route, and he's just right there waiting for you with like a fucking giant axe and beef. You know, like he comes straight for your wig. It's such a fun design though, and it's even cooler if you like actually see him move in game. He hits like a truck. Like there's a bunch of attacks that he has that he actually, if you spent any of the game fighting Crucible Knights, he should not give you too much trouble. But if you skipped Crucible Knights, if you fucking saw a Crucible Knight and you're like, oh no, oh good luck, this fight's gonna be hard, because he does a lot of moves that the Crucible Knights actually do, just like the OG versions. Yeah, he comes in like, I heard you were talking mad shit and you wanted to come for my wife. Yep, so yeah, don't skip the Crucible Knights if you're playing Elden Ring, trust me. Yeah, he's the leader of the Crucible Knights, leader of the Tarnished as well. And he comes back at the end of the game just to give you shit. It's just one of those boss fights that's like, did you need to be there? No. But it's kind of cool that he was. And then he takes the limiter off. I think he also takes off, like, his shirt. Am I insane? I remember him not having as much armor in the second phase and absolutely screaming about it. Like, yeah, he does. Like, we have the dressed version of him right now. But, like, once the lion is gone, the armor is gone, too. He gets naked. He goes full Conan the Barbarian, and the fight just gets so much harder. He takes this, like, top off. It's like, oh, fuck. He drops the... Yeah, he literally... I think he stops using the weapon. I think he fucking goes mano a mano. It's like, dude, what the fuck? Like... He kills the lion when he takes off his shirt. The lion was holding back his true strength. He stripped. Yeah, he went full WWE on us and grabbed the Tarnished by the skull and then just fucking yeeted him right into the ground. It was insane. It's a really cool bit of design work, though. It's not here, sadly. We'd have to see the boss fight for that. But I do like his, like... This is, like, him as Elden Lord, as king, is like, oh, Marika's making me wear clothes. And then the second fight of the half of the boss fight is, like, before he met his wife. This is the feral fucking man that she fell in love with, Manimal. Did Marika top him? I don't know. I remember reading a really good doujin a while ago that was kind of like talking about like their marriage. That I think that like in that doujin it was like, oh, she convinced me because she was just so pretty and the eyes were full of gold. But I am pretty sure that she stepped on him once and that's it. He was sold. Because I think that Marika is similar in size to him. Marika's pretty big, so I think that's why. Need the source. I don't know the name of it. I don't remember it, but it was a really good doujin. Like, it was all, like, hand-painted, too. I know exactly which one you're talking about. It had really great art. Oh, yeah, no, the artwork was beautiful, and it actually was one of my favorite interpretations of Marika, like, ever. I draw my Marika fairly big, but I actually like to draw her with, like, her skin cracked, as if you had managed to bring her back to life after you beat the game. But yeah. This motherfucker is a great fight, and I love him.
He cared about his sons from how he cradled Morgott's body and lamenting that it has been too long.
It made me so sad and I felt so guilty, but then he fucking turned his ire around on me. Thank you.
Poor Morgott was the most worthy even after being treated like crap.
I know.
All cause he reminded Marika of her trauma with Hornset.
I know. That's why she put them away, basically, yeah. Thank you.
Godfrey, meanwhile, is literal beast of a man.
Yeah.
And we all know how Marika was able to tame this barbarian.
Oh, yeah. Snoo. Happy Father's Day, Elden Lord. Yeah, baby.
Also, again, with the animal side of nature being more male-centric for the main characters. Godfrey being a bestial and stored it in a lion.
Yeah, he just put a lion on his shoulder, and it looks so badass, though. Thank you. All right, and that was Godfrey. That was Dad. That was the Silver Fox, the Dilf, the Daddy. Bye. And then we had Horaluz. Actually, isn't Nepheli descended from this dude? This is actually, fun fact, this is Godfrey before he met Mom. Like, when I told you guys that he takes off the shirt, I wasn't kidding. Like, the shirt flies off! The shirt flies off! So does the armor, and we just become like a hulking beast of a man, covered in blood, ready to fucking throw fists at you. When I tell you that this guy runs at you to grab you by the face and punch you to Jupiter, I was really not kidding. Like, it's almost giving Baki with that level of fucking degen, like, Bachelor loot. Yeah, this is like, I'm not Elden Lord anymore, so I can do this, because, like, my wife told me to put on a shirt, but guess what? She's not around right now, so, like, that's exactly what happens. Peak male performance, Giga Chat energy. This phase threw me off so bad. I was not at all expecting it. I was expecting him to just be, like, graceful warrior Elden Lord. I was not prepared for when Dad takes off his shirt and actually whips out the belt, you know? Like, he's so strong. He was very, very strong. But the neat thing about the design is that, like, we did have to go full barbarian. Like, no more armor, only arm bracers, his crown, blood everywhere, and, like, the blue cape became the fucking, loincloth to cover the ween. Because, like, otherwise that thing is too powerful. Like, my guy's rocking, like, a fucking 13-incher, and, like, he's coming for your wig, chat. He embraced the Unga Bunga. It was so fun to watch, like, the change in posture and demeanor and how the design changed with just getting rid of the armor. Insane. Absolutely insane. He's worthy of a WWE theme. It's, like, one of the most fun fights in Elden Ring, and it completely came out of left field for me, even though I should have expected it, because they kept mentioning him. 13 inches. He's so tall. Like, the tarnish, like, barely hits, like, his thigh. He clearly drinks gamer subs. Oh yeah, he does! He does! That's a lot of good on his person. You guys want to see the concept art of the muscle daddy? Yeah. You can see where the lion was actually grabbing onto him, by the way. Like, covered in blood. Like, where the lion was, like, biting into him. Yeah, that. There you go. It's amazing how much the silhouette changed once we got rid of, like, the lion and the axe and the kingly demeanor. We were just like, alright, bet. Like, I'm not fucking doing this anymore. I am not going to fight like a civilized person, because you keep whooping out your stupid duende juice box and healing in the middle of the fight. Oh, you're out of fucking flask? Oh, good. You know, and then it just goes down completely. Can I just say, what the? Like, I love Barbarian Daddy. He looks better, honestly. It fits him more. The thing is that, like, with the mantle of Elden Lord, he had to, like, assume a very, like, kingly, dignified persona. This is what this man is actually like. This is what this man is actually like. This, when he's not, like, being kingly and, like, doing the fucking, oh, I am a lord. This is, yeah. Yeah, he's out of his element as a king. This is exactly the type of man he was meant to be. This is a tarnished, through and through. The man, the myth, the legend, the blood everywhere. He embraced the Unga. Yeah, like, there's no more axe. Like, he's fighting barehanded, dude. Like, he's, like, stomping around and shit. It's insane. Yeah, the chieftain of the Badlands. I like it, though, because, like, just by getting rid of those things, like, look how his silhouette changed. His posture is way more grounded. His shape language is a lot more square. More bottom heavy. We lean a little bit more on the triangle here. There's so much intensity in his posture. And even just the change in color makes him look way more intimidating. And it's just such a fun thing to see how the character changes from one phase to another. Like, this dude is so important that he has concept art for different phases. You don't see that often in Elden Ring, dude. The daddy of the Dilflands. Happy Father's Day! How exactly do bosses get stronger when you take away their health? Oh, because he went, like, full degen mode, mama. Yeah, like, Marika basically sent him out into the world, like, soft divorce when the grace left his eyes, because she was like, oh, fuck, the greater will is gonna kill him. She was like, leave. And that's where all the tarnish come from. But yeah. Imagine it like an Enraged MMO. He got so mad, it was great, but the design is phenomenal. Mask Hourglass, Dorito Body. Okay. All right, let's get it out of our systems. Let's get it out of, I am this person, I'm sorry, like. 69 tries. 69 tries, and 2/3 of a bottle of port later, and we are here. Like, I love Millennia. For how long it took me to beat her, and how fucking much alcohol my liver had to go through, yeah, I love her. She has the most beautiful boss arena in the game, the most, like, gorgeous music. The design is everything. I like both her designs, and we're going to talk about both of them. But this is what you start with. You start with very much like this Valkyrie Queen golden angel with red hair. It's really, really gorgeous because you can see how much she's lost to the rot already. But you can also see Miquella's influence as well. She has a very simple design, a very beautiful golden tunic with a white one underneath. Her prosthetics, a cape, and her helmet. And I really like her helm because, fun fact, Millennia lost both her eyes to the rot. She might be a demigod, but she wasn't immune to that shit. So she's lost limbs to the shit. And even though she lost her eyes, somehow she can still see pretty well. Most of her weapons are gold, but they're not the same gold as the Golden Order. It's considered unalloyed gold, which is Miquella's gold, basically, which is... If you guys don't know what unalloyed gold is 24 karat gold, which is incredibly soft. You can literally bend it with your hands, but it's pure in its purest form. And that's like the vibe that Millennia has. So everything that she's wearing is basically kind of like made by her brother for her to stave off the influence of the outer god of rot. Let's see her concept art though, because I want to talk about this outfit a little bit more. She has no legs, no eyes, and only one arm. She has one leg and one arm. I think she has one half of one leg, though. Like, she has both, like, one prosthetic is from the shin down, from the knee down, and the other one is, like, the full leg. Now, let's look at how absolutely beautiful this design is, please. Like, first of all, Millennia is huge. She's really, really big. She's significantly bigger than the Tarnished. She is Empyrean as well. This is one of Radagon and Marika's daughter. Red hair, obviously. And she has, like, the red of the rot, but Millennia's is a lot more vibrant. Millennia does not want to be a goddess of rot. She really does not like that fate at all. She's been trying to fight against it. And most of her color scheme kind of shows a more vibrant, beautiful version of that. It's like a red that matches her hair. I think that the embroidery on the back of her cape is not the Erd tree, it's the Halig tree, it's Miquella's tree. And her outfit is kind of designed to be very Greek goddess-ish, with still a lot of mobility. It has the big slit down the middle that actually lets her move fairly quickly, and her cape actually does not get in the way of her prosthetic. If it did, fighting her would not be as simple for her, because otherwise it would get in her way. She has a little bit of fur on it because she is in, like, the snowfield, so it's decently cold. And the thing I would say about Millennia is that she's a very alluring character. Like, you only really see her lips and, like, her chin. The rest of her face is hidden. Like, sure, it's rotting away, technically speaking, but she's still so, so beautiful. And unlike Radan, which has a very square silhouette, Millennia is more friend-shaped. She's more rounded out, but still very slender, and she still has some nice bits of intensity on her silhouette, mainly the wigs on her helm. She's built for speed, and she looks really fast. Her sense of flow is a lot more like smooth than Radan. Like, if you see Radan, you see his silhouette is very chaotic. He has a lot of spears sticking out of him, and like his cape is really frayed and gross, and like his hair's really scraggly. Millennia has just a very nice, like, just flowing cape, flowing dress, and that's it. Fuck the waterfowl dance, dude. That shit, like, ugh. I got rid of my pants. I got rid of my pants so I could roll faster, okay? Like, that's how I fucking handled that problem. Like, you see her, and immediately the pants come off. Like, I was fighting, like, I wasn't even fat rolling. I was, like, doing, like, a decent roll, not super fast, but not medium rolling either. And I got ganked, I think, once, and I was like, you know what? The pants are coming off. And, like, to give my Tarnish the fastest roll possible, I just got rid of the pants, and I literally fucking fought, like, ass out the entire time. It was great. Like, In game, yes. Yeah, I was like, well, goodbye. And I actually did it for meta reasons, not at all because I wanted to fucking bone her. I was like, dude, if you bone Millennia, does your pee fall off? And yet half my chat was like, yes. Would you make art for her? I already have. I've drawn Millennia before. I don't know if I would give her a comic, but I've drawn her before, yes. Still would. Baby. Luck, not skill, saved me. I think for me, it was like a part luck and a part skill, and yeah, it was just really great. But this is actually only her first phase. She has another design, which I think we're gonna look at. The Goddess of Ra. Okay, so this is actually what I think Elden Ring's design at its finest. Now, I'm kind of pissed at them for using their in-game girly pop model because it's not very girly pop, okay? Like, if I had never seen Millennia before and you would have told me this was a guy, I would have believed you. But that is FromSoft's fault, okay? Because they have like 2 body types and it's like more Dorito body or less Dorito body, and they call the less Dorito body one girly pop. So like, I blame them for that. In reality though, the Goddess of Rot design, first of all, let me just... It's actually phenomenal. It's very much like what you expect a goddess to look like. The wings are all her hair. She doesn't actually have wings sprouting from her back. That's all hair and butterflies. Like, rotting, gross butterflies. You actually see her face in this. Her, like, her eyes are, like, gone. The hair is just bright fucking red. The gold is very much prevalent. So the deal with Millennia, right, is that... You remember the trailer that we saw a few minutes ago? That bloom, when she blooms 3 times, she becomes a goddess. Now, we only see the second bloom, and she's already considered a goddess of rot. At the end of this fight, I think she's not dead. She just retreated into the bloom, so she might bloom again at some point. But the design for the goddess of rot is insane. I think I admired it for a solid 30 seconds before she stabbed me through. But it's just so beautiful. In-game, and, like, I'm imagining the content will be as well. Actual demon, and I would not have it any other way. Terrifying. It's body A and body B. This is her third bloom, Liam. We never actually see her first. I don't know which one is the case, because the wiki says she's only bloomed twice. I think body says that it's been like 3 times. The game says goddess. I have to assume that it's been like the 3rd, but we still kill her way too easily for a god. So it's like, huh. Mold wife. Not mold. But yeah, it's a gorgeous design. So let's see the concept art. So see, hopefully there's more detail on the hair because it's insane. It's just covered in butterflies, by the way. Oh, there we go. Isn't that beautiful? See, in this fucking piece of concept art, she has a much nicer figure than in-game. I wonder why. Now, Millennia's body is actually cleverly censored by the rot because the rot actually causes like mushroom-like growths to appear on the person. And it covers the Usi and the fucking Nipnops. So she's meant to have, like, a very ethereal type of nudity. It's not supposed to be like, oh, ew, why is she naked? It's more like, why does a goddess need clothes? You know? She has nips in the concept art. They're, like, censored by, like, the mushroom, though. But what I want to see in the concept art, though, was the butterflies. So her wings are actually butterflies and hair. If you guys didn't know this, butterflies are actually associated with decay, with death. And it's very prevalent in Elden Ring. There's like 3 or 4 types of butterflies that are associated to different demigods, to the Empyreans. And butterflies are actually scavengers. They will feed off corpses, they will drink blood, they will just, like, you know, feed off rot in general. So I think it's actually the perfect thing to use for Millennia's design. Yeah, they're carrion feeders. So for Millennia to have, like, her wings be made out of, like, thousands and thousands of these butterflies is actually perfect. I love it, though, because it's an incredibly gorgeous design. The contrast is really, really beautiful. The shape language is insane. Like, even the way that she's postured is just stunning. Incredibly elegant body, very dexterous. Will slice you in half. Will absolutely slice you in half. Slice me in half many times. Still beatable. She still has her prosthetics, obviously, but, like, they kind of take, like, second fiddles to, like, the hair and butterflies. I think that's, like, the main thing. And she also has several attacks where she glows, like, orange. It's not shown in the concept art, but it is absolutely phenomenally done. And, like, at that point, when I did this fight, I was like, it was absolutely worth it to do the insane amount of extra content I had to do just to get to her. Because seeing this in the flesh, even though she bodied me immediately, was absolutely worth all of it, you know? The butterflies are even more ethereal. At this point, Millennia is supposed to be a full-fledged goddess, which is funny because that's what Mikola wanted for himself. But I think he made it very clear, and so did Millennia, that she had no intention of becoming a goddess of Rot. None. And Millennia's Empyrean, like Rani and her brother, so she could be a goddess if she wanted to, but her conditions for godhood were very different than the others. Yeah, it just kind of happened. I guess we pissed her off to the point that she just ascended. Wait, are those monarch butterflies? Yes. Yeah, I think that, like, the first bloom is implied because we never see it. But the second one was supposed to be when she fought Radan. And then the third one was when she fights us. Except when she blooms for us, she doesn't infect everything with rot. She just comes out of it like this. Apparently, Mikola doesn't vibe with rot. Mikola was more mad that the Golden Order did not have a cure for his sister. He was like, wait, you guys are supposed to be able to fix everything. How come my sister's still fucking falling apart? Mikola was very attached to his twin, okay? Like, he got cursed with fucking femboy energy forever, but, Millennia was cursed with rot. But it's still one of the most beautiful designs in the game. Well worth all of the extra content you need to do to even get there. I mean, she did amputate her limbs. She had to! They rotted off. Those, like, mushroom-like growths you see on her body things, that's rot. The first might have been used to make the Halleck Tube, that's kind of speculation. That's actually completely speculation, because there was a scene that actually came out that was cut content of Mikola planting the tree and watering it with his blood. Fun fact, the Halleck tree actually got infected with rot because of Millennia. It was originally not infected at all. It was only meant to be sustained by Mikola. By Mikola's blood. It got infected by Millennia when she got carried back from Caelid and was put at the base of the tree unconscious. The rot seeped from her wounds into the Halleck tree because it was no longer being watered by Mikola's blood because Mog had fucking nabbed him by then. And that's why it started to rot. No one really knows if she had a first bloom when it was. Her first one was supposed to run out, actually. Yeah, I've heard that, like, the one that we got was the second, so she's not actually dead, but who knows, honestly. You know what, the funniest part, like, the best part about, like, the FromSoft writing is that, like, it's so vague that it might as well be an actual myth. So, like, it inspires a lot of debate within the community. I am of the opinion that I think that she's only bloomed twice, because I like her and I don't want her to die. But a lot of people think that she's actually just done it 3 times already. But it's great, because it's, like, actual mythos, and that's why everybody discusses it. Yeah, Mog beat the allegations. And yeah, that was Millennia, which is, I think, one of the most beautiful designs in game in both iterations. It's like you're living through mythology. Yeah, and everybody gets, like, super up in arms about it, and we discuss it, and, like, VariVidya has, like, 50 videos with an insane flowchart for it. There's, like, school of thoughts and shit. It's, like, great. Like, Ramana from the DLC proves that she has not bloomed 3 times. I'm so convinced she's only done it twice, yeah. It's so fun. It's great. It's great for discussion. And that's why I really like the games, too. Like, it's not only the character design that I'm really passionate about. I played the games in its entirety, so I feel like there's a lot to discuss. Yeah, the bloom we find in another room is one of her children. It's like, yeah, like Millicent. J.R.R. Martin wrote, like, the story from the Frozen Shattered into what we see. George R.R. Martin actually only wrote the world building for Elden Ring. He didn't write the story. He created most of the world building. So, like, the concept of, like, the greater will and the fingers and the outer gods, that was all him. And, like, the places, that was all him. It was the FromSoft team that took that writing and basically brought it to life. It's really funny because, like, it's like there's only 2 non-blues for Millennia right now. It talks about her bleeding 3 times or literally on some stages. It's like we're talking about, like, actual fucking, like, anthropology over here. It's like we're actually, like, discussing the myths of Eld from a video game. It's so good. We're studying, like, the ancient Mesopotamian text of, like, if Millennia has bloomed 3 times or not. I love it. Okay, more. We don't have many characters left because we're very close to the end of the game, but I wanted to tackle her because, like, I love the design so much. These games have that effect. That's why they're so good. They're really fun. Okay. First of all. Like, you're so hot, but I hate you. Why did you leave Renala like that, you asshole? Like, why did you do that? Like, oh god, I actually really like Radagon. Except I had a bleed build. Enough said. Like, I went in with a bleed build, and my chat started laughing at me, and I was like, what? What's so funny? And they're like, oh, hit him, and then he didn't bleed at all, and I was like, oh no. I love his design, though, because it's just another side of Marika, which, fun fact, Mikola has this too. Mikola can fucking gender bend himself too. Well, he could before the DLC. For Radagon, though, the interesting thing is that you can see the Elden Ring inside of him. And his weapon is the hammer, I believe, that Marika used to shatter the thing. So you can see the Elden Ring in there, but the Elden Ring is technically shattered, so it's not complete. You have a decent chunk of the Great Runes, except for Lani's, because she put it on the moon to spite people. The design is, though, incredibly simple. It's literally a breaking apart statue with Marika's dress turned like tunic and just gold coming in from within and like the bright red hair. Let's see some concept art though, because I don't think that like this screenshot's doing him justice. Look at that bitch. Like, he's so pretty. So the interesting thing about Radagon and Marika is that they're both falling apart. They've been imprisoned in the Elden Tree, like in the fucking Earth Tree for thousands of years. Thousands. Okay? But they only really wake up when someone tries to become Elden Lord. And again, his design is actually really simple because it's the male version of Marika with bright red hair, the Elden Ring inside him, and he lost an arm already. And even then, he can still kick your ass. That's the worst part. Like, you think, oh, he's gimping it up. He doesn't have an arm. It's gonna be easy. No. The golden glow that comes from within is great. It's kind of like a shattered god, almost like the ring itself. I actually really like that aesthetic for Marika. When I draw her, because yeah, I've done it, I usually draw her like a mended statue with like a gap here and there for the Elden Ring. The actual boss itself shows a lot more of the ring. But again, it's one of those things where like it shines through in its simplicity, because you would not expect this to be a final boss, would you? And it's not technically a final boss, but pretty close. And it's just a god that's holding itself together by any means possible. A broken, shattered individual that's still fighting you tooth and nail because they don't want things to change. And yeah, fun fact, the tunic he's wearing, it's actually Marika's dress. He just tied it around the waist because man nipple is okay to show, apparently. It's such a gorgeous design, and it makes me so sad because, like, that tells me that Marika is, like, at least a bisexual menace, though, because she saw Renala and she was like, mine. And fun fact, that is why Radan and Rykard and Rani are demigods. They're not demigods because stepmom adopted them. They are demigods because stepmom is literally mom. That's why. And that's also what happens when there's no inbreeding, because neither Rykard, Radan, or Rani were cursed. They were just shit stirrers, all three of them. That is, in fact, the twist. Yeah. They're actually her children. Except only Rani got picked for Empyrean. Stepdad is actually mom. Yes. For people not familiar with the game of From Software when it comes to bosses, the more limbs/bits that have been replaced by prosthetics, the scarier they are. And if a limb is missing and not even replaced, the limb was not replaceable because it is not necessary. That's literally true, though. Like, Radan has missing legs, insanely difficult. Fucking Millennia missing 2.5 limbs? Ridiculous. Radagon missing an arm? Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's actually true. But beautiful design. And yeah, and that was Dad. That was almost final boss of this game. Almost. More. Whoop. Yeah. Like, no arm, danger. Okay, and now we talk about her. Mother! Fun fact about Queen Marika, you will only really see her in statues and in this little bit of fucking baby concept art that we have. When we see her in game, she looks very, very different. Marika is actually the most mysterious character in this game, and also the most interesting because of that, because people talk about her all the time, like all the fucking time. About, like, Queen Marika the Eternal, she founded the Golden Order, she's the goddess. Like, in Elden Ring, being born from a goddess does not immediately grant you god status. Far from it, you're demigod until you ascend to godhood. That's what Miquella was trying so hard to do in the DLC. And that's what Malenia managed to do somehow in your boss fight. But Marika kind of embodies the Golden Order. She has beautiful long gold hair. Her dress is very, like, dark blue with gold bows all over it, like embroidered gold leaves. She has, like, a belt made out of, like, golden coins. Very delicate jewelry. Like, she looks like a goddess queen. She doesn't have, like, a ton of ornamentation, but what she does have is very beautiful, you know? Is she a good person? No. Like, Marika is an objectively terrible person. But if you play the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC, you learn a bit more about her past, and that she's not from the Lands Between. She's actually from the Shadowlands. She is of shaman descent. Her home was essentially ransacked by Hornsent, who were using her kind to make, like, living jars. And she somehow managed to ascend into godhood and then go for the Lands Between and just rule there. And it's actually pretty sad because she planted another Erdtree in the DLC. And fun fact, if you have the round giant golden shield, that shield lights up gold when in the vicinity of an actual Erdtree. If you go close to the sapling that she left, it lights up. So there is an actual living Erdtree in the Lands Between. It's the only other one besides the gigantic one that you have in-game, yeah. But yeah, she has a beautiful design, even though you don't really see a lot of her. But I genuinely feel like the mystery behind her character makes her all the more alluring. All the more alluring. I'm sorry. Like, she's super ethereal, super mysterious, super beautiful, but you barely see her. Where are her organs? She doesn't have any at this point. It's the Elden Ring. That's it. So the Shadow Realm was, like, at one point part of the Lands Between. No, I don't know if they ever specified if it was, but it probably was. Super racist. My sisters and brothers in fucking Marika's tits, the people that Marika was literally genociding were literally fucking killed her entire village. They put everybody in a jar to try and make them living jars, like living god jar things. The racism is justified, okay? Like, Marika does not, disliking Hornsent is incredibly justified, which makes her fucking Omen twins all the more ironic. I can't go to the fact that Marika and Radagon were the same being. When I saw that twist, I was like, wait a minute. Is that why Rani's Empyrean? I was like, oh shit, it makes so much sense. Yeah, the Elden Ring is actually wearing her like a skin suit. Yeah, at that point, yeah. She shattered it because she realized how not worth it was to be a puppet to the Greater Will. And she got punished for it, quite literally. Let's see some concept art for her. She quite literally got very much punished for her hubris. So this is the cover for Elden Ring, I think, one of the ones. It's the same artwork as before. It's just Marika kind of like kneeling, crucified almost. I love her crown. That thing is impossible to draw. Also titty. But yeah, very delicate golden jewelry, very beautiful embroidery on the dress. It's very much a goddess queen vibe. Now, this is her official concept art, which shows the transition between Marika and Radagon as people. Her hammer is there. Radagon is there. It's her dress. She just kind of like ties it around her waist and just goes. It's really cool that she can actually switch genders at will, but it's also incredibly funny because it's very likely that she was just digging down Renala that entire time, and Renala fucking hated Marika's guts. I need to explain this to you guys. Like, Renala hated her. Hated her. So in that, like, fucking Church of Vows things where they got rid of, like, the bad blood between Radagon and Renala, she was actually forgiving her fucking lesbian wife. Yeah, right there. Yeah. Like, she basically forgave the goddess that was giving her so much shit. I don't know, because the game never fucking specifies if Marika splits that part of herself off to go be with Renala or not. I have to assume that she did, because she was usually in and around the Erd Tree. Toxic Yuri? Oh, incredibly. Yeah, Radagon is not the one that's punished. He did not get speared through by the Greater Will, so that's the reason why he can fight you. While Godfrey was conquesting Marika was cheating. Dude, she needed children that were not inbred or deformed, okay? We had to spread our seed. Yeah, she physically split off Radagon when she married Renala, and that's why Renala's children are so fine. Because Renala and Marika are not at all related in any way, shape, or form. So, and there's like no curse to be had there because she's not tied to the Golden Order. So Renala's children are actually fine. All redheads, all gorgeous, fine. Yeah, I don't think Renala was aware, though. Renala did not know. I think that if Renala knew, she would have fucking stormed on over to the Erd Tree and dragged Marika out by the fucking braid. It's really confusing because, like, are they in this same body all the time or no? No. She split herself off into Radagon to marry Renala to fight the Golden Wars and then was like, oh, this sorceress lady is gorgeous. I want to make that wifey. And then at some point, the Greater Will told her to reunite herself and basically marry herself. And also breed herself. And then that's why we got the Cursed Twins. Are all non-binary people Empyreans? No, because Rani is not. The split is like Mikola and Saint Trina. Yeah, exactly. So Mikola actually inherited the skill from his mother in Saint Trina. Saint Trina and Mikola are actually the same person, but they can actually change between themselves. It's not until the DLC that you actually know this, because Mikola actually split Trina off from his body and yeeted her into the void like an asshole. Like, yeah, same skill. But yeah, her concept art is gorgeous. It kind of like shows off like how she works and how like the big hammer she has works as well. She was the one who shattered the Elden Ring. It wasn't Rani. Rani just started the party. Yeah, Saint Trina is actually, she is a woman. She's not meant to be a flower. She became a flower because she was wounded, but she is actually a woman. Yeah, literally, the Greater Will was like, make more children, please. We need more Empyreans. Yeah, the main game has hints of Saint Trina and Mikola being the same person, but you get to meet them in the DLC after a very tricky boss fight. And that's everybody. Wait, no. Wait, no, I think I have more artwork for her, actually.
Brave tarnished. Thy strength befits a crown.
Thank you. I wish that Saint Trina had a long quest. So do I. Are Empyreans equivalent to... Okay, no, they're like, could be gods. Thank you. Closer to gods than demigods.
My favorite little part about Godfrey battle is that in cutscene in beginning we see that he too is guided by grace, and his grace point us towards the player.
Oh yeah, his grace was literally like, fucking kill this dude.
Lot of influence from rot being from stagnant. Still water is a good metaphor for the Golden Order. And how her master told her to move like a river.
Oh yeah, stagnant water is like a guaranteed bacteria. Guaranteed. Thank you.
No joke, there are several pieces of her getting mating pressed to oblivion by Let Me Solo Her.
Oh no. Thank you.
Yeah, Martin basically made the backstories while the rest of the team took these heroic figures and corrupted them.
Yep.
They all could have been the hero.
Yep, yeah, it was just like, here's your world building, now destroy it. Thank you.
The devious Radogsy.
Thank you. But yeah, like, look at how gorgeous she is, Jesus. She's not, like, cracked up and, like, gross in this version, though.
Very tragic character. Wants to become a goddess to make sure what she went through won't happen again.
Happens
even
again.
removing death. Only for her son to die.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that, like, he died in body, not in soul, so he's not technically dead. All right, we got 2 more characters left. Let's go. 2 more. 2 little baby ones. Yeah, you thought I wasn't going to talk about the fingers. Well, guess what? We're doing it. So, these are characters. Gross characters. Blech. But characters. So, the fingers, the 2 fingers, are considered to be like your guides in Elden Ring. They're like the closest thing to the greater will that we have, but big but it's heavily implied throughout the game that they have actually gone senile and that they can no longer communicate with the greater will. This is actually something that the DLC confirms. But originally, the 2 fingers were meant to serve as the guides for anybody who wanted to become Elden Lord or for Empyreans. There's a bunch of these around the game. Rani has a pair, and there's a pair in other towers as well. When you go activate a Great Rune somewhere, you will probably see a bunch of these. They're nasty. George R.R. Martin has this thing with fingers, okay? It's like his, like, fetish, because, like, it's everywhere in Elden Ring. Old man tries to talk to Cloud. Yeah, it's at one point when, like, the Erd Tree is, like, closed and we can't get in. The finger crone is like, oh, well, the fingers are trying to see what happens. Just wait another 1,000 years. And then, Melina goes, no. So that's why we go on our quest for fire. I hate that they're hairy. I hate that they're hairy. They're disgusting. And in this instance, they're, like, rotting away. Like, they're hairy and gross, and there's bits of flesh that are, like, falling off of them. Absolutely the source. Disgusting, like, but they're pretty important to the lore of Elden Ring, so I figured it would be worth it to show them. For the tickle feelings. No. The connection to God is on dial-up. The thing is that, like, the connection to the greater will was actually because of Metis, I think, the mother of fingers. Which, fun fact, a weapon in this game, which is just like a giant severed finger, is actually the finger that they cut off of her that connected her to the greater will. So all the disgusting AI hand enemies that you see everywhere in, like, Liurnia and different parts of the game and in the DLC too, they're not actually made by the Carrion family. They're made by the finger mother. They're just deformed babies. They were supposed to become these, but, like, they never did. Yeah, the spider hands, exactly. And yeah, it's really funny because it's stuff that, like, it's only really very much implied. But if you read the lore on the boss remembrance and then that weapon, it's like, oh, wait a minute, that's the same thing. The jazz hands are disgusting. How did they even get to carry out? They just travel. They're gross.
Marika's bits just sends me. Marika is just so delicious that the common people have developed a curse/saying/idiom like we would say goddamn.
Yeah, literally, goddamn is Marika's tits. Thank you.
Funny how FromSoft literally made a goddess whose major drive is to have more children, and the main goal is to be Elden Lord, her husband.
Yep, except unfortunately in the game's canon, if you actually choose her, she never becomes responsive again.
Fun fact, the DLC revealed Marika chose your player character to replace her. It's the whole reason you are still guided by grace. It's her last defiance.
Yeah, she was just done at that point. That's why she doesn't respond even if you do fix her.
Try fingers butthole.
Eh, baby. Thank you. Yeah, that's why, like, Rani and Marika were actually on the same page. They were just really extreme about it.
Another crackpot theory to connect it back to aliens. I like to think the fingers would be what fantasy people would call satellite antennas. Receiving signals from space like it's messages from God.
I mean, yeah, exactly. And it's actually really funny because it is actually confirmed that a lot of the shit that goes on in the Lands Between is actually coming from space. The Greater Will is like a cosmic entity. They just never, like, describe what it actually is. So these are just two fingers of one hand, right? Like your pinky and your ring finger. So you might be saying to yourself, asking, where the fuck is the other three? Well, in one of the most brutally difficult bits of platforming in this game, meet the thumb and the pointer and middle finger. The three fingers are actually, if you meet these, if you talk to these, and you have to take off all of your armor to do this, by the way, you get the worst ending in the game. You can save Melina, but she gets giga fucking pissed at you. And the three fingers seem to be like some sort of like deformed, broken, almost burnt pile of fucking flesh. They are actually the ones responsible for the Frenzied Flame ending, so if you want to, like, annihilate the Lands Between, this is what you talk to. It's really funny how they perfectly severed the hand in the middle to make these, though, because, like, you have, like, the thumb and then, like, the pointer and ring finger, but they're, like, deformed and burnt and really, really nasty. It's really hard to find these. Like, if you want to get the worst ending in Elden Ring, you really have to go out of your way to get it. Does that make sense? Like, it's, like, hidden away. You have to do, like, Hiera's quest in its entirety. There's, like, a ridiculous bit of platforming you have to do. Like, you have to basically let yourself fall down a really big hole, but strategically. And, if you've ever played a FromSoft game before, and a Souls game at that, you will know that platforming is not their biggest strong suit. I fell to my death more times than I will care to admit. And fun fact, I actually never got the ending, but I did talk to the fingers. And then I reloaded, because I want to see what happened. And yeah, it's definitely super off-putting. They look really, really gross, really, really sickly. And they're just pure evil, honestly. The three fingers receive a signal from a different eldritch entity than the two fingers. Yeah, which is why they're like the flames of frenzy. Succumb to depression and burn everything. That's basically it. It's pure madness. Yep, and, like, again, that's, like, the fun of Elden Ring, that, like, you can choose what you want to do in the end. They have better signal, but their god is more deranged. Yeah, and they're also smaller than the two fingers, if that makes sense. Also, while there are several pairs of two fingers all over the Lands Between, mainly in the towers where you can activate Great Runes and in the Round Table Hold, there is only one set of three fingers, and it's down a catacomb. Where the fuck was it? I don't even remember, because I blocked it from my memory because I fell so many times. Oh, right. Yeah, I remember. Okay, so you actually fight Mog twice, but, like, the first Mog you beat is actually just, like, a projection type of vibe. And then if you hit a wall, like, behind him, because you know me, I was doinking everything. If you doink a wall, it will open, like, an illusory wall, and then you can just keep going, and then you just go all the way down, and they're there. Was a trap there. Yeah, the implication is that the three fingers were actually locked away down there by the Golden Order. Melina actually gets really titchy at you the further down you go. If you talk to her at the site of grace, where the three fingers are at, she will tell you, leave. Right the fuck now, turn around, go. It's also full of, like, death merchant dudes for some reason. They just are. Also, you can exit through the catacomb into, like, the underground of the Lands Between as well, where you can actually do Fia's ending around those parts. It was part of, like, a cut quest line. Yeah, the three fingers were implied to be put down there by the Golden Order, yeah. And I do believe with that, that is actually everybody. That's every character in Elden Ring. Now, I know that I didn't do every boss in here. Maybe we'll do those another day, because there is a decent amount of them. But I wanted to talk about mainly the NPCs, big support characters, and big story characters in Elden Ring, because it's definitely worth looking into. The art style is incredibly ornate, super beautiful, disturbing, but incredibly cohesive. Definitely, like, if you've never played it before, I do recommend it. It's a time sink. It's a big game, but it's so worth it for just those little bits of visual storytelling that they like to do. Also, Unga Boonga feels good. Okay? Unga Boonga, like, getting, like, a fucking nice build and annihilating everything feels great, okay? Like, I will wait for the DLC before we do this, because I do want to talk about Mesmer, I do want to talk about Mikola, Saint Trina, all that jazz. They are different characters, though. I consider Shadow of the Erdtree a different thing. And the main reason I'm waiting on the DLC, besides just having the videos out, is that there's no art books for Shadow of the Erdtree yet. And I really like having the art books handy to do this stuff, because they show a lot more detail in the concept work than what we get in-game, especially for characters that have a decent chunk of design, like Mikola and Saint Trina. I think I would like to see them in more detail, if that makes sense. So it's better if we wait for those. But for now, we have the base Elden Ring video done. So I want to know what you guys think. Have you played Elden Ring? Did you like it? Who was your favorite character, boss, whatever? Let me know in the comments. And remember, if I said anything that pissed you off, it's just rage bait, mama. And also, go get some good energy to start your very first Elden Ring run. Go to gamersubs.gg/Kikimation or use code Kikimation at checkout for 10% off your entire order of the best energy drink in the lands between. It will restore grace to your soul. I swear to God, you will be able to fucking annihilate everyone in your path. Millennia will stand no chance if you have gsupps on your side, mama. Use code Kikimation for 10% off your entire order. Wave, add gsupps at the beginning of the video. And with that, that is the Elden Ring cast all done. Wow, this one actually took a longer time than I thought it was gonna, because there's so many people in this game. Holy shit.
Hope for more art books for the extended stuff.
I really want...
Shadow of the Erdtree and Night Train still got a lot of important characters I want to see concepts for.
I would love an art book for both of those games, actually. Hopefully it comes out soon. Thank you.
One of the things I like about Godreister Sign is that he looks a lot like some Frank Frazetta would paint.
Yeah, thank you. Very stacked cast. A lot. And, like, there's a decent amount of characters in other, like, Dark Souls games also, but, like, I think that Elden Ring has the biggest cast by far. Thank you.
BTW, have you ever thought about sharing your character design knowledge in the form of tutorials or a book?
Making tutorials is tricky. Like, I could talk theory with you guys. I could explain the rules to you. But it would have to come from a place and understanding of this is how I like to do things. Because oftentimes with tutorials, you fall into the pitfall that if you are not an absolute expert in the thing that you are talking about, it is open season for people to fucking correct you, criticize, analyze, and, like, be just very mean-spirited. And also, I think that's with good reason. If you're gonna make tutorials about anything, you also, like, run the risk of sounding pedantic. If you're not an absolute expert at something, you should really not make tutorials. Like, you need to know your field in and out, upside down, inside out, to be able to talk about it with, like, full certainty that the thing that you are teaching people is 1,000,000,000% right. And that's very, very hard to do unless you have a function of experience or a lot of knowledge. So I think that, like, making tutorials might not be for everyone. I don't know how confident I would feel in my ability to do it. I could, of course, always talk about the theory that other people have given, the rules that other people have set, but if it was, like, from my perspective, I don't know if I have the experience and the knowledge to be able to do that at this point. But thank you. I love the draw the owl meme. That's what it feels like to a lot of people, though. Now, granted, designing characters comes from the, you know, assumption that you already kind of know how to draw a little bit. But with the tutorials, a lot of the times they come across that way, that if you're not, like, really knowledgeable in your field, you should not be making tutorials, because you're just gonna spread misinformation. Art is very subjective. I don't know how you could be, like, 1,000% right. It's very difficult to be, which is why making tutorials is very difficult. There's a saying in medicine, we practice medicine, we don't perform medicine. Yeah, and artwork is the same way, I think. Like, every artist approaches things differently. We have some guidebooks, and we have some, like, tutorials or, like, basic rules that you can follow, but at the end of the day, every person's experience is different. Make tutorials and stuff that you're confident in your knowledge about, but be willing to welcome corrections for people who've been in that game longer than you. Exactly. Exactly. And while I am a character designer at this point and I have a lot of experience, I don't think I have enough experience to do like full-fledged tutorials. Of course, I love talking about like the theory and the stuff that I already know and the stuff that I practice, but I always say that you can break rules and you can bend them. So there's also different styles and schools of thought of art. Yeah, if you're making a tutorial, make it under like the guise of maybe a suggestion. The amount of times I've seen artists on Twitter be like, this is how you have to draw this, and then get absolutely roasted in the comments is like, well, yeah, you don't have to do it that way. Like, you have to be like willing to be very flexible. Trying to explain a subject to others is apparently a good way to memorize something yourself. Yeah, it is. The same argument for made for tutorials, you also need to be made for reviews. You just need to approach it from a subjective point of view. That's why when I do reviews, I tell people that I'm doing design reviews. Like, unless it's something like Elden Ring, which I actually have a lot of knowledge on because I played the game back to back. I usually go in blind and I tell people that I'm mainly talking about the visuals. But, like, with reviews, it's very much implied to be your opinion, like, what you think of something. Whereas with a tutorial, it kind of reads more like, this is how you do the thing. The other tutorial I will give is, like, learn how to draw traditionally first, learn the basics first, then you are free to break from those rules as you see fit. Yeah, because, like, I can tell you from my own experience with artwork, learn your fundamentals, because I didn't. I had to reteach myself how to draw later in life. That was a hassle, so skip the hassle and just do it right from the first go. Oh, all right. With that, I think we're done for tonight. Guys, thanks so much for joining me on stream today. I'll have this stream schedule up tomorrow as soon as it's put together. Hubby and I have actually been brainstorming videos all week, so hopefully I won't have the stress of like, it's an hour before stream and I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try and come up with some extra segments and stuff too. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow, all right? Have a wonderful evening, everybody, or morning, whatever, 5 o'clock somewhere. Go get some gsupps, use my code, and I'll see you all very, very soon. All right, bye, love you, bye, bye, bye!